I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me. So hard to find, it's the real damn thing. Don't be wasting any time, I got somewhere to be. Always on the grind, yeah, you know me. Hold the crown will be mine, you can call me I'm one of a kind, a matter of time for you all love me. Find me at my prime, right where I wanna be. I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me.
Put my money where my mouth is, I'ma get it now, kid. Heard around town, this sound is astounding. Feel my heart pounding, bass is surrounded. Think I finally found it, so I'm gonna mount it. Like an ex-girlfriend, I'ma get it back. Make a couple hits as I make a couple tracks. Stay on the attack as I'm writing every rap in a snapback. Slacks off this coach and this jack. Man, I feel good, dog, I feel good. Woke up a little richer, also with a little wood. If I could teach this shit, man, really wish I could. So listen up closely, I'll give you a push. I raise hell every time my lyrics pop up. I take shots at the haters with a side. Good, better keep me up or I'll not up. One shot, all I got, I will not stop. I'll give you a push.
So hard to find, it's the real damn thing. Don't be wasting any time, I got some.
Good, better keep me up or I'll not up. One shot, all I got, I will not stop. I'll give you a push.
So hard to find.
Enough from me. We're gonna have the game start talking.
A few moments. I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me. So hard to find, it's the real damn thing. Don't be wasting any time, I got somewhere to be. Always on the grind, yeah, you know me. Hold the crown will be mine, you can call me king. A matter of time for you all love me. Finally at my prime, right where I wanna be. I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me.
Put my money where my mouth is, I'ma get it now, kid. Heard around town, this sound is astounding. Feel my heart pounding, bass is surrounded. Think I finally found it, so I'm gonna mount it. Like an ex-girlfriend, I'ma get it back. Make a couple wrecks as I make a couple tracks. Stay on the attack as I'm writing every rap in a snapback. Blacks off this coach and this jack. Man, I feel good, dog, I feel good. Woke up a little richer, also with a little wood. If I could teach this shit, man, really wish I could. So listen up closely, I'll give you a push. I raise hell every time my lyrics pop off. I take shots at the haters with a sawed off. Girl, you better keep me up or I'll nod off. One shot, all I got, I will not stop.
I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me. So hard to find, it's the real damn thing. Don't be wasting any time, I got somewhere to be. Always on the grind, yeah, you know me. Hold the crown will be mine, you can call me king. A matter of time for you all love me. Find me at my prime, right where I wanna be. I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me.
Yeah, it's not enough, man, I want more. I keep on doing business, open every single door. I wanna be the richest, so you see me up on Forbes. I can do this through my music, that's how I even the score. I don't take it slow, man, I want it bad. Every single day, I'll be carving out a path. Like a girl with a tat on her back, all black. I'ma take her right back to my pad where it's at. I don't ever slack off, so you better back off. I'm about to blast off faster than NASA. Everybody stand up, put your fucking hands up. That's the demand, yup. Welcome to the brand, bruh. No, I'm not cautious. I take risks, and no, you can't stop this. I'm too slick. She knows that she wants it, so come quick, baby. Know that I'm on it. I don't quit.
I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me. So hard to find, it's the real damn thing. Don't be wasting any time, I got somewhere to be. Always on the grind, yeah, you know me. Hold the crown will be mine, you can call me king. A matter of time for you all love me. Find me at my prime, right where I wanna be. I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me. I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me. I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me. I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me.
Enough from me. We're gonna have the game start talking.
One of the things I really love about being here is the families that are here.
Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you hear me? Grinders, what's up? It's Monday night. We are back. The sirens are out. The grindhouse is open. Come on in. I am so sorry. First, let me say I'm sorry. I heard you. I take the feedback very close to my heart here. Wait to Grinds 3, and I heard you. So, next time, I really take these things seriously, and it's my job to make sure that that I'm on time, and that the content that I deliver comes out when I say it's gonna come out. I don't like delaying things, but I heard the feedback. We'll see. I have started this job about 7 years ago. I still just can't, when I say a date, I mean it. When I say a time, I mean it. Guys, I don't know. I just keep giving us the feedback. I take the feedback very, very to heart. So just keep continuing bringing the feedback. And hopefully, yeah. Did I say I'm sorry? Okay. Anyway, welcome to the Grindhouse, everybody. It is Monday night. We're here. It is the Monday night, and it is a stack show. My goodness, I apologize. For I'll give you a grind spaz. Oh, yes. Yes, for newcomers to the channel, that was not serious. That is a mockery of the Philness that we talk about on this channel. We heard you. So please, don't get scared. That's not how I treat the Grindhouse. I treat everybody with the utmost respect and appreciate all the support that the VIP grinders and the grinders do. And I want to thank everybody for that. So please, if you're new here, because I got a tons of new subscribers, that is not serious. Please, this is not Twitter. Don't have a spaces about it. Please, because advice, stay out of Twitter spaces. That shit is turned into Dr. Phil and Maury all during, that's daytime entertainment right there. Please. Leave that shit in Twitter spaces. Don't bring it into the Grindhouse. My goodness, goddamn Maury. It's like, no, you are the father. Oh my God, no. Yes, that was a man that you were tweeting at. No, please. Oh, dude, that's the gaming Twitter spaces. I don't know what's going on. They're wildin'. Keep Maury over there. Maury Polvish. And all those other guys. Keep them over there. Please. But we're here to talk about games. And have a few laughs. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce the Mr. Frog's Dream, who has been on hiatus for a little bit, but we got him. And Link is here too. Let's see if I could chime in on them in the Grindhouse lobby.
Don't pay for that.
Oh, here he is. We're live. Frogs, I haven't talked to you in 2 weeks. How you doing?
I got some stories for you, man.
Oh, my goodness. Do I have to use the bleep button? Oh, damn. Oh, here we go.
No, there's something good.
What up, Jazz?
How you doing? Frog.
I was just telling Link why I've been here. I've been going kind of a thing here, man. I wanted to see something just with the gas price and everything.
Oh my God, gas price is ridiculous, dude.
Started work for Amazon.
Oh,
Amazon Flex. Trying to see if the gas prices, but I'm gonna tell you, man, Jeff Bezos, you are a cheapskate motherfucker. You are a cheap bastard.
You're not gonna get a job now. You're yelling at the boss.
Well, here's the thing. The thing is, man, for 5 hours, I've seen it go as low as like $81. Then I've seen it go as high as $160. But you're only going to get $160. You're only getting $160 for 5 hours. If they're like, oh, it rained an hour ago and we canceled everybody else's shift, so we need people to deliver packages.
Really?
And then, yeah. So it's. I'm gonna tell you, man. Amazon Flex is great and bad. I'm gonna tell you the benefit. If you have an electric vehicle, it's the perfect side hustle.
Ooh.
It's the perfect side hustle. You got a gas vehicle, and that thing is not getting more than 30 miles. It better be on the highway, at least getting 30 miles to the gallon. If it's not doing that on the highway, it's not worth it.
Okay.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
All right.
My little mini, I'm getting on the highway, I'm getting 32, so I'm barely spending gas. But still, after 2 days of 10-hour shifts, so 20 hours in 2 days, I gotta fill up my tank, and my tank is like $70. I'm like, whoa, what the heck?
Frog, they're saying that you were attending rooftop parties.
Oh, definitely not attending
Pantheon
rooftop
says,
parties.
how many rooftop parties you been at?
None.
All right, he
Was
has been
Phil
at
there?
rooftop
Was Phil
parties.
there? Was Phil there?
Hey, what I can tell you is this though. I've attended no rooftop parties, but I do still see some people. I've been watching Twitter as I've been listening to these chats, and I've been watching people attend rooftop parties and snuggle with the people who aren't even gamers. They started as gamers and podcasting, and now all of a sudden, these are guys who are supposed to be these big gamers. We're not going to say anything. We know some of these guys that have podcasts on Sundays sucking up to some of these guys who aren't real gamers, but we're not going to talk about that. What I'm just going to say is, no rooftop parties here. Never will be a rooftop party in my life.
It's only rooftop parties gonna be Frog hosting
wait.
it. Oh shit, Link's hosting one.
Even if Phil is going to show up,
Not going to attend it because he's going to try to get me a glory hole. I don't want it. No, I'm good.
Oh my god! All right. Well,
I know what Phil's about.
dude. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah. It's we got some topics tonight, man. It's gonna be a wild show because we're gonna be pulling out nonstop predictions. You know what? If other podcasts could do it, we can do it. All right. I could be like, I heard. From what I hear, from what my sources tell me, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. We're going to do it. We're going to tell you what we think is going to happen this week in
you
the pseudo
I'm just happy what you didn't tell me about.
I'm excited about what I'm not telling you about. That's exactly.
I'm super excited about what you're not telling me
having
about.
everybody wait, Frog. You don't understand? Like it was wonderful. Just sitting here from 8 o'clock to 8:15, just watching how excited I was to see everybody just waiting for the show. No, sorry guys. I was out. I was at the pool. I came back. I just scrambled this stuff together. You could tell from the music in the beginning. I was all over the place. I had the show open 3 times. I'm joking. I was not staring here making you guys wait, but anyway, you know, if you wear a certain, if you believe in a certain brand, then that shouldn't be too much. When they tell you to wait 2 years, you wait 15 minutes. But hype it up. I hyped it up and I made you wait. Excellent. That is the motif of this evening. But I want to shout out to all the VIP grinders. I want to thank everybody for showing up, and the new ones that support the channel. If you want to be a VIP grinder and use the wonderful emojis that all the VIPs are using, the 3 C's will be out in full flux, I'm assuming, after dude. And we got the Holy Spirit Activate. Just keep that in mind. You'll be hearing. Oh, I got to actually open that. Hold on. I got to open my app.
Forget those 3 C's of gaming. Let me rephrase that. 3 C's of Xbox
policy. I don't know, man. We're turning into. There's a lot of.
That's their policy, man. 3 C's of Xbox. Policy, Phil said it himself.
That's what it is. Yes, he did, and he said he loves the fans. All about the fans. I didn't know if you catch last week. I'm gonna try to get that clip. I don't know if you caught on some of the shows last week, man. It was been crazy. Phil Spencer.
I've been working, listening to shows. There's 3 shows I've been mainly listening to. I've been listening to No Cap Podcast because they've just been going off the chain.
Great show.
Funny.
Yep. Great show.
And I've been listening to obviously our podcast since I've been here. And then there's another podcast that I'm trying to see what they're about. There's obviously, the What's Up PlayStation, but outside of the regular podcast, I'm trying some new ones out. And I'm like, I don't know, man. They're not vibing with me like I thought they would. They're kind of
there's a lot of hokey pokey out there. Shout out to the Floyd.
Yeah.
And let me shout out some of the grinders that have been here. I know they've been waiting. Maniolus. They went Jim Ryan emoji. Oh, they want a Jim Ryan emoji. Yes, I got to get a Gordon Ramsay Jim Ryan. Oh my goodness, I will have that. I got to get that one definitely. Toolman, Mary Wilcox, Cloud Strife. Thank you again, everybody. Glinza, Jeff B. Gaiman, Alex E. Shout out to you, Sergeant. Game Echo. Ying Ko Zero. I'm in the sewer. That's funny. Dude, oh my goodness. Shout out to everybody coming on in. Stephen Orban, how you doing? We are ready. Let's go to the Grindsboard. We got some topics to talk about. Let's go. And actually, I'm make sure I got my sound going on here. Here it is. All right, here are the topics tonight. Oh, my goodness. So we're gonna do. There's some here, man. I'm seeing as I'm going through Twitter. There's some things happen while I stepped out today. Oh my goodness! I'll bring up those as well. So it might have some side pieces in this piece, but we'll see. But first, the first thing I wanted just to bring up is that I did get this. This is not speaking about the software per se, but I did get some cool hardware that I've been using, and I got the Arctis Pro Nova Wireless in possession. I got those. I picked them up. I returned my. I had the. Oh, actually, I still have the ones I'm using now. I have the. I'm a headphone junkie, but let me
Yes.
see if I get this. So I got all these gaming headphones and regular headphones, but actually these I had the Arctis Pro Wireless. If you remember, this had like a dongle thing where you could charge the battery and swap out the batteries in the ear cup. And they're expensive. I'm just gonna say out front, dude, these things are expensive. They're $350. So they're very expensive headphones. So there's not.
But are they worth it for $350?
What? Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing.
Worth it?
So when I had the other ones, yes. First off, they do Bluetooth, they do wireless, they do wired, a 3.5 jack, and they sound great. So let me talk about the Novas. So the Novas came out after 2017. The Arctis Wireless came out, and I love them a lot. I like them a lot. But then after a while, I sold them off because I just started going through them, and I started going to more PC kind of headphone type things. And I got the Corsair, what are these? The Virtuoso RGB, what are these? XT. So these are the ones I'm using now here. But for the gaming PlayStation, this is what I wanted to kind of talk about these things. The first thing about these Arctis Pro Nova Wireless is that they're coming out in a series of headphones that actually work with everything. Xbox, PC,
nice.
PlayStation, everything. Turtle Beach has another one. It's called the Turtle Beach. Did a Turtle Beach 700 Stealth that and there's like a blue one. There's another one, but these are they work with Xbox and PC. If you remember, Xbox has a specific chat wireless connection that you need to natively use those with the Xbox, and a lot of headphones don't, unless they're supported by Xbox. You cannot use them on an Xbox.
Can't use them, right?
Exactly. So now these Turtle Beaches and now these Arctis Pro Nova Wireless work with everything. Now, this is the tip. Before I tell you about the quality and stuff, I wanted to preface this thing. There are Arctis Pro Nova Wireless PS4s, and they're Arctis Pro. The 700 are all right, Josh. I like those. For the price, the 700s are really good, the Turtle Beaches. I thought Turtle Beach is trash, but the Turtle Beach 700s are pretty damn good. Gen 2 Max, Cobalt Blue. That's right, CrowdStrife. Those are them. I wish I had my... hold on. Let me see if I could get these up at... on the
now, I know you're a headphone junkie, so I know for a fact, and when you're saying something's quality, it's quality.
Okay, yeah. So let me tell you. So the Turtle Beaches for the price. Turtle Beach 700 Gen 2s. They just came out with the Max, which works on everything. And let me see if I could show these. So these are the ones that I had. I just returned these because what I just got now with these Arctis Pros, they replace like 3 of my headphones because of what they do. And that's the main thing. So let me see if I can get my display up here. Just to give a quick visual here. Where is this? Desktop. There we go. So these are the Turtle Beaches, the Gen 2s for Xbox and the Gen 2 headset. These have very good cushioning, and then these are they're $150. I think that these are great for what they are. They're very comfortable, and they do have a little bit of head pressure though on them. Like they are a little tight on the head, but they loosen up over time. But I think they're very good quality for the low end ones. For if you're looking for something that's not over 200 or 300. These are great. I advise to get these.
Wait, are they? You said they're wired or wireless?
They're wireless.
I'm sorry.
They're wireless. You could use a
Wired.
3.5.
Oh, they're wireless. Oh, okay,
they're
cool.
wireless.
Cool.
They have a flip up microphone, and they're Bluetooth also. Hyperclouds are great too, David Rock. I agree with those. So these have, and I like the Bluetooth with the gaming. That's kind of been my thing because of with Discord and with come crossplay here and there. Also listening to podcasts while I'm trying to get some trophies and stuff. I've been getting into that too. I've been trying to get the platinum in Ratchet. I'm almost done with that. So like listen to podcasts, listen to music. doing that because I don't use Spotify. I've been using YouTube Music, which is another thing where I go around to different services and stuff. So like I kind of play the music through my phone while I'm playing the games. And this game,
I like
this
that.
thing was great.
I like that. It sounds like it's really they really thought about the design of that, like, and said, okay, let's just make sure we have everything for everybody.
Yeah,
they may
I'm
need.
loving the Bluetooth thing. And now these work with everything. The Gen 2 Maxes. The Gen 2s are 150, but the Gen 2 Maxes are 200. Those are the ones that work with everything. So just keep that in mind. You could get these Gen 2s on sale if you don't have an Xbox and you don't want the multi-console kind of thing. You could get these for $129. That's where I got them for on sale. So check out the Gen 2s, not the Maxes, because the Maxes are at 200. But to talk about what I went into here. So now this is the Arctis Nova. So these are the ones that I got. Now these things. This is what I wanted to say with these, because there's something that's not on the box that I got to give everybody a heads up on with these Arctis Pro Novas. These things replaced my gaming headset and also my Sony my Sony 350, my Sony W.
Whoa.
Yeah, because I had those. Because these are genuine leather headsets. Now I'm going to show them here. These are genuine leather. So they have that feeling like the Sonys, right? They also have noise cancellation. Not as good as the Sony. So if you're flying and things like that. Oh, these pop-ups. Jesus. So if you're flying and things like that and traveling and want like something that really knock out noise and stuff, the Sonys are the best. And then Bose with that. But these are gaming headphones that have active noise canceling and active pass-through. So you could actually have the headphones on and use the microphones to hear what's around you if there's people talking and stuff like that. So you could actually be part of the conversation, which is pretty awesome. So they use that pass-through, plus they have noise cancellation. The wireless are $350. The wired are, I believe, are $250. And they all come with the audio DAC, which takes the sound to the next level. It is like jacked up, dude. And this thing charges your battery while you have a battery in the headset. So you come with two batteries. Plus, this one has a multi-system receiver. Now, this is the key. You buy the Xbox One if you want it. Because the Xbox One works with PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. If you buy the PlayStation one, it only works with PlayStation and PC. Same price if you want the one that works on multi-consoles. But dude, these sound incredible. The microphone goes into the thing completely, and they're like premium headsets. But I definitely they don't sound like open with the pass-through. They do sound a little bit like an open back, Josh. Yes, they do. But the sound and the thing is the clarity of it, and the Sony 3D audio, even on PC. These things have incredible, what do they have? They have the Clearcast Gen 2 noise canceling microphone that you could use on PC, but not on the consoles. But I'm telling you, the clarity of these things are insane. But it's the first time Arctis got rid of that whole mesh. They used to have like that mesh thing on the cushions and stuff. Now they got a little premium leather on it, and they sound great. And they fixed the headband too, so like this is pretty textured on there. But I would definitely. If you could hear them, they are definitely there. I'm sure they'll go on sale later this year, early next year. If you want the wired ones, they're $250 and they're the same type quality. But I got the wireless, and the wireless have Bluetooth in them, and they also work two items Bluetooth. So you could be in two Bluetooth items. So you could be hooked up to two Bluetooth systems with the music coming through. And it uses USB-C charging with 3.5 millimeter jack, could be wired. But yeah, the sound's been great. I've been using them for the last couple of weeks. I'm not trying to sell you an Xbox, Harris. I'm just telling you. But like I'm telling you, the thing is that they don't tell you on the box. They're both the same price, the PlayStation brand and the Xbox brand. But if you do buy the Xbox brand, you'll be able to use it with Xbox, PC, and PlayStation fine. If you buy the PlayStation brand, you will not be able to use the Xbox. So the USB-C that's in the back of this thing only gives you it will give you two USBs instead of an Xbox and a USB. So just keep that in mind. But they are slick, and I'm liking them right now. So anyway, there's a lot of noise going on. But anyway, that is just to tell you about the audio and stuff like that. I know people want to get into the news, so we will get into that. But I'm definitely liking these. They're very premium feel, and they sound great, and they should. For that, but sometimes they don't, Sometimes it's all design and all
I
that
guess
other stuff.
you said the 3D surround is pretty good though, right?
It's very clear, very like the pinpoint, like what I've noticed differently, and I still think that the pulses are incredible as well. Like if you wanted my favorite ones, I would go with like the pulse. I would say there is also the Arctis 7P. That's the other one. And then there's also the I would say also the Turtle Beach is a pretty there if you wanted Bluetooth with it. Plus the Arctis 7P has one with Bluetooth. And then the top is this one, obviously, but this one. But I'll go over these over Astros. Like if you're looking at Astros, like I'm just not a fan of the Astro stuff. Like they cut off a lot of features with it, and they only make them wireless. And I do like that. You know, this one is definitely much more feature rich, and I think the Arctis always sounds better. Yeah, I from what I've had, and they're very comfy. But yeah, Pulse the Pulse 3Ds I think are also I still have those, and I think they're great for what they are. I do think
that's what I have.
They're not super comfortable. Like I wish they were a little more softer padding, but maybe it'll come out with like a platinum edition or something.
I have a question.
Yeah.
On your Pulse, I mean, how's the audio? Like, I don't feel like they get very loud.
See, now the problems that I was having was when I started using other headphones, the headphones would just make the system would control the volume, and the actual headphones, PC headphones, wouldn't control. That's the problem I run into with these Corsairs. That I don't feel like they get very loud because they're primarily PC headphones. They're not really console headphones. They work on the PlayStation because PlayStation works like that. But I do think that the Pulse get pretty loud. The Arctis 7P.
Maybe there's something wrong with mine because I also have the Platinum headset and they get a lot louder.
Yeah, the Platinums do get louder. Yes, the Platinums, the PS4. Yeah, I have those too, Josh. Yeah, I have the PS4 Platinum. They do get louder. The Pulses don't get super loud. I could tell you definitely that the Arctis 7Ps, the white ones, the Arctis 7s, they do get louder. They have more punch to it. But I do think the 3D audio is better. It's clearer on the Sonys. It's more directional.
Okay.
And then like this, the Arctis Novas kind of take them to the next level because it's very, very clear. And these get super loud because these are using a DAC. So whatever Sony's saying, this is a much volume, then they have almost like an off-center USB sound card that's basically jacking up the sound and making it like you can't put these things on full volume; it'll blow out your ears. So that's the crazy thing. But I think if you want something louder, the 7Ps. I know there's the Arctis 9s as well. That's another one that I was looking at. That's like I think they're a 200 or something like that. But yeah. Any questions on headphones, Grinders? Put them in the chat. I pretty much tested every single one, the new ones. The Nari that had the vibration headphone, and I did that too. So, but like I think the Pulse are the best value. I think those are the best.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Because so I'm one of those guys that when I wear headsets, if they're not really hold on, I'm sorry, my PlayStation. So if they're not really what is it called? I call it sweat proof. Like like when I put on, like for instance, when I put on the Arctics, like the way that the earphones are kind of developed and made, I'm not sweating. Like they're really comfortable. When I put on that Sony Pulse, man, I'm sweating all over the place. My ears are sweating. I'm like, what's going on? So I don't know, like, because that's my biggest thing with headsets.
Dude, these Arctis Novas won't be good because they're using leather, and the leather kind of isolates sound, but it's going to make your ears get hot.
That's my biggest complaint with the headsets. Like, I take comfort over like that sweat, man. I gotta take comfort over everything because I'm like, man, if I'm sitting there and I'm just drenching sweat down the side of my head, I'm like, geez, I just happen to be one of those guys, man, that I play video games. If I'm into it, I'm just sitting on it for a while. You're obviously gonna sweat.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, damn, man, like. Can they make a headset because I think right now the Arctics, man, they're just really comfortable as far as
they are. The mesh thing, it definitely is there. You know what's interesting is that the Turtle Beaches have the cooling gel around it, which is awesome when you put them on. But after a while, like it kind of wears off. But like they're extra cold when you get on there. And then those other ones, those HPs, I had those HP Omens, right? Dude, these things have little air conditions inside the ear. These things are $60 on clearance at Best Buy, but they did not get loud on the PlayStation. They're more PC headphones, and they sounded great. It had a good microphone. They're USB wired headphones. They had little air conditions in there, thermoelectric things where the actual I think that's what you were telling
me about. You said they were really good.
Yo, they worked. Like if you have sweating ears, try to hunt those things down. The Omen Mind Freeze or whatever the hell they are. They have little friggin' air conditions in the thing, and you feel the metal inside gets cold, and when you take it off, your ears are not sweating at all. The only thing is that when you take it off, there's condensation inside the goddamn headphones.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, but
That thing works too well.
Too well, dude. Like there's like condensation in the headphones, but they really have little. You don't hear air conditioning sound, but it's thermoelectric. It makes the heat outside of the headphones get hot, and inside the headphones are cold. And it when you take them off, it's like you never wore headphones for like hours. You're like, whoa, that's crazy that your ears feel that way. But yeah. Otherwise, I would say they're not good on the PlayStation. They're good for PC, but not good on PlayStation because they only use the volume of the software, not of the hardware on the headset. Toolman says earbuds all the way. Frogs, yeah, boy says Frogs getting all moist. Yes, Cloudstrike says about the 7. Cloudstrike says about the 700 Gen 2 Max that if you need sweat, it has the cooling foam. I love them. They were very comfortable. The 7. I was surprised those Turtle Beaches were very comfortable on there. But yeah, there's the headphone and the hardware thing. I will let you know as I get more, headphones and stuff, especially for console focused ones, because I do mess around with the PC ones as well. But right now those Arctis just came out, and I like the Turtle Beaches Gen 2s. The Max, the only difference is that it works on all consoles, and I think they doubled the battery life. The battery life on the Turtle Beach is like 60 hours instead of 20 or 25, something like that. But anyway, Frog, I haven't spoken to you. Link, I don't think I've spoken to you either. So the State of Play, what did you guys think of that State of Play? Did you watch it?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I watched it.
All right, so
Man, I'll let you go first.
Well, Link, yeah, you go first. Like one of you guys, go first. What did you think of it?
I watched the show, saw lots of games that I was definitely interested in. A great show. It was it wasn't drawn out, wasn't a lot of talking. They just put the games on the screen and let you see, what a lot of these third-party developers were working on, as well as some of the VR stuff. So the Horizon VR, I'm getting VR 2. I didn't do VR 1, but I'm going to do VR 2. The Horizon looked really good. I'm definitely interested in that, as well as Resident Evil 8 in VR. Yeah. And Resident Evil 4 looks like it's going to be in VR too. Mm-hmm. So, hey, I'm excited about that.
Because it was a big alligator.
Yeah, so only
you saw it.
I will say, the show was amazing. The only thing I didn't like was that Spiderman on PC bullshit. I've stated many times in many spaces, podcasts, and everything how I feel about PlayStation putting their games on PC. I don't agree with it, but I understand why they're doing it. But that shit didn't need to be on the fucking show. That should have been a blog post. PlayStation and PC are not the same thing. I know PlayStation is trying to get us to acclimate it to them, to PlayStation being more of an ecosystem instead of a console.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that just kind of, when I saw that just kind of like put me in, I don't know, it kind of just grinded my excitement to the halt. It grinded it. Yeah, it just wasn't good. I would have given it a 10 out of 10 if it wasn't for that. So I'm going to say a 9 out of 10 for the show. Keep that PC bullshit off the big stage.
Yeah.
And, other than that, Final Fantasy 16, day one purchase. So some of the smaller games they show look really good. So I thought it was a great show, but the PC shit just kind of put a sour taste in my mouth. So other than that, solid, really, really good show.
Yeah. Agree. Yeah, Frog, what do you think of it?
So I will say this. Resident Evil 4, we heard rumors, now it's confirmed. That's day one. Street Fighter 6, that's a fucking day one.
Good.
And here's the thing.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing I'm gonna say about this game. A lot of the games, right? I don't know if they're exclusive or cross gen on some of them or multi-plat. I'm assuming that Street Fighter is gonna be a multiplat.
It's a
I don't know
multiplat. It
if
is multiplat.
It is. It's multi-plat. It's PS4, PS5,
Yes.
Xbox Series console. It is not coming to the Xbox One and One
Xbox
X.
One.
though.
Now here's the thing. So with that said, great for gamers, right? But it's a fucking stab in the face to everybody who championed crossplay if you can't play against everybody.
Mm.
And
You
the
don't
reason
have
I say that is
crossplay. You don't have crossplay.
well, here's the reason I say that, and I want you guys to keep this in the back of your heads. The reason I say this is because a lot of people back in the day when the notorious and infamous Xbox was doing crossplay, and people kept saying doesn't want to play fair. Sony doesn't play fair. If we're in 2022 and most fucking games aren't crossplay, and nobody's even talking about it anymore, except for COD, most games aren't crossplay if it's not Fortnite or COD or, you know what I'm saying? So that energy is dead. That energy is gone. It was just a talking point for fuck boys to say, "Hey, Sony's anti-consumer." Look, the whole industry, as far as I'm concerned, could be anti-consumer if they're not giving you what you want as a gamer.
Mm.
So, with that said, hopefully it's crossplay. I can't wait to get that game day one. Resident Evil day one. I think that the Spiderman. Let me tell you, the Spiderman kind of coming to PC. We heard the rumblings. It probably would. Does it bother me? Not really. Right. On one hand, there's another hand to it. I think they could have saved that for, like he said, for something else. If this is the PlayStation thing, making a PlayStation thing, Spider-Man coming to PC is great. People, now here's what I'm gonna say: all these fuckboys out there, they want these PlayStation games to come to. Hold on. All these fuckboys out there, they say they want these PlayStation games day and date to PC coming to sooner. This game should sell easily 5 million plus. If this game is not selling 5 million plus,
it won't.
And I'm gonna tell you, I don't think it will either. But here's my thing: if this game is not selling 5 million plus, then what are we really talking about on the PC?
It'll have a lot of 5 million players pirated. It'll probably
yeah. I think the game is easy to sell.
You know, it's both of them, right? It's Miles Morales too.
Yeah. Well, Miles Morales is coming later in the fall.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if Spider-Man and that Spider-Man Miles Morales, they're not selling 5 million plus, then I don't want to hear another PC fucking guy talk about how much they.
But why would they be? They have tons of games that they could be putting the whole slate. Everybody says you've been saying the whole slate for over 2 years. But the thing is, why would they be putting this on PC? Why?
So you got to think, Jez. They're not. Their first party studios are not doing these ports.
Exactly. So that's good. That's one thing.
They bought Nixus, right? So
for a
reason,
Nixus
is going to. Nixus is doing. They don't. Their first party studios are working on new games, so they can't do these ports.
Well,
so that's why these ports seem sporadic, and you know what I mean. I think
calculated, dude.
Yeah,
they're calculated.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like the reason why I'm saying is exactly what you're saying. Like the reason why they're putting this on PC is because Spider-Man 2 is coming out. Just like Horizon was chosen to go to PC because Horizon 2 was coming. Why did God of War go to PC? Because God of War 2 is coming out. Do you see, like,
I see what they're trying to do.
I see what they're trying to do. Yeah, I see what they're trying to do.
Let me tell you something. It won't work. These PC scumbags.
You're right.
These fucking PC pirate-ass scumbags are
we
not
already know what they're going to do. We already know what they're going to do.
Well, what I'm saying is Sony thinks that maybe by putting these games on PC, when these sequels come out, we can entice these guys to buy a PlayStation.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to work because if they wanted a fucking PlayStation,
not the ones, dude, but I see some
these games. These games are once in a generation type video games that they're putting on the PC. If these guys wanted to play these fucking games, the barrier of entry was very low for buying the last gen console to play these games anyway, compared to the prices they spend on the parts for their PC. They aren't interested in console gaming, and that's just what it is.
But that's the thing; they don't play.
I
agree.
Guys
don't play these kind of games anyway. These are the game. They don't play these kind of games. They'll dab in it. They'll play a little bit of it, but the majority of PC gamers, hardcore PC gamers, don't play these kind of games because these kind of games really
they don't care about it.
They do first person shooters. They do
Counter Strike, League of Legends, Dota. That bullshit. They like that
same
shit.
bullshit they've been playing for how many years? And this is what I'm saying. Going back to what I was saying, I don't care if this game comes to PC, right? But if this game is not selling the 5 million plus that I think it should sell easily, which we know it's not going to, I don't want to hear shit about games coming to freaking from PlayStation, because this game is a 4-year-old game. Who cares at this point, right?
It doesn't matter.
And that's my thing.
Let them ship it to let them ship it to those consoles, because it doesn't matter. Like Link was saying, Nixus is working on this. This doesn't have a concern, because if we see a dip in quality in Spider-Man 2 because Insomniac was mastering the PlayStation version port of the PC
and the 2080 and a 1060 and all this other shit.
Like, if you saw a dip in Spider-Man 2 because they were working on getting this thing a priority to PC, now we got a problem, because that's what we've seen. Right. That's what we've seen when Microsoft.
And here's the other thing, Jazz. The sales point is another thing, and I guarantee you, and I'm going to be real, I'm going to say it, and I guarantee this is a fact. I can say probably a fact. Most people who play this game will not be playing it in the most definitive and best way. The most definitive and best way is probably going to be on PlayStation because of what it can do. Deck. Most people on PC are not going to be able to play this game at PlayStation 5 specs at what it can do. They won't. I'm sorry.
Absolutely not. They won't. They won't.
And you'll have these PC guys like it's Fuckboy Alex, right? And you'll have these fucking PC guys like it's Fuckboy Alex and all these other freaking idiots that go on and they freaking. I can't stand these guys, man. I can't stand these. Look, I can't stand the fanboy bullshit. People just don't talk about gaming enough, and when you watch their state of play, they showed really fucking good games, right? Yeah. Good games that I want to play. No matter if I'm going to play them on Xbox or PlayStation, they showed fucking games I want to play.
The thing that annoys me is, sorry.
And the thing I'm trying to get at is, like, we got people who jumped up and down for fucking Tunic, and they showed that state of play. And I kept saying it was
my God, I was wishing you were around for Tunic. You're like,
I kept saying it was multiplayer. I said people will jump up. If it's a good game, it's a good game, right? But now, as soon as it came at the PlayStation, everybody's like, well, it was a fucking Game Pass, so you'd still not gonna be able to play. I'm like, you fucking idiots. These guys always have something to fucking kind of downplay a good game. Like, it's a good game, but now it's not a good game on PlayStation because it's not on a service. I don't get these guys. Like you guys, they worry more about the bullshit than they are gaming. I mean, for Christ's sakes, we're getting straight. And if you're in the premium or the middle tier, you get to play this game. And I'm like, I didn't see that coming. So Sony is going to Sony is going to put games in there.
They're going to put games on. Wait till the day and date, dude. PC coming when they do a game like that. That is going to be the end all.
And you know what?
But they're going to do it. They're going to do it. Just not with the games
they're going to do
it with.
That's all these guys that talk about how much they're really gamers. If they're really going to put their freaking mouth, where their wallet is. Because I'm going to tell you like this. I saw a lot of, like I said, I've been working, but I saw a lot of bullshit about people talking about, I can't believe that Sony's now making Xbox games $69.99. Because I'm like, wait, what?
They know.
Because there's some, it's not a Sony thing. Dude, it's not a Sony thing.
But you gotta understand, people are trying.
I don't understand how people can see games.
They don't see it, bro. The thing is I'm going to tell you how to solve that problem.
They're trying to find a way to shit on a console or outside the games. I'm like, yo, I thought we were about games.
This is the thing. They're not gamers. They're not gamers. What they are attention seekers that want to say, look at me, let me say the whole slate, because nobody wants to follow me and nobody cares what I have to say, but let me say the whole slate because that'll get some traction. Hey, let me do it. Let me go here and go, all your games are on Xbox now. Like, they are just the attention seekers.
They're real,
they don't
man.
Care. Dude, just ignore it. I don't even, you knew when I saw the Spider-Man thing, I'm like, all right, well, that's
you already knew what they were going to do
for the next week.
Yep.
Every time a Sony game comes out and goes to PC, we have the same conversation and the same people go, day and date's coming. You want to know what? Let me tell you something on day and date. They don't care. What they want is misery loves company. Xbox fans were pissed off that Xbox games Microsoft chose. They didn't choose it. Microsoft chose to put all their games on PC day and date. Xbox fans didn't ask for this. Xbox fans didn't want this. And this shows that they still don't want it. All the capping and bullshit that they did for the last 4 years going, PC is Xbox, Xbox is PC, Microsoft will make more money on PC and give us more games, all that bullshit. You didn't believe it because I said in the heart of hearts, they did not want this to happen because they knew that they lost their Xbox identity when all this shit went to PC, and they did not like it. So all they want to do is misery loves company. They want to have PlayStation do the same thing. They want the PlayStation to do the same thing so they could just go on Twitter and go, we told you so. But this is what I say. Just like when I said Sony flips the switch. You want Sony games on PC day one? Guess what? Xbox is still irrelevant. You don't win. You don't do better unless you have better games. That's the problem here. You don't win by default.
You said the same thing. You said the same thing about services.
I said the same thing about services. Look at that lineup on PlayStation Plus that launches on 2012-13. I don't care, but the thing is, if you look at that lineup and you look at what Game Pass is offering games from the 360 era because they didn't make anything at the end of the Xbox One.
If you have an Xbox and you champion on Game Pass, you obviously probably need to get that PlayStation Premium service because the games are fucking solid.
You get Frog, you get the PlayStation Collection regardless of whatever one you sign up for. So even the base at $60 is a better value than Xbox Live Gold. So the thing is exactly what Josh says. Like, when PlayStation decides to do what Xbox is doing, you could have your day and tweet out to people that said it never was going to happen. But guess what? Now Xbox even becomes more irrelevant because now when you're celebrating Forza Motorsport and Halo Infinite, oh, by the way, did you check those numbers? PC is everything and Xbox. That Halo is pitiful right now. Season 2 didn't even hold the goddamn candle to that goddamn game. Now, take a look at if PlayStation starts putting Spiderman. What does Spiderman on PC do for Halo Infinite? Who?
Nothing.
Who?
Nothing.
What does
they
it
still
do?
can't. They can't play
for
it.
Gears 5? Who? Well, it does nothing. It makes those games even more irrelevant because Sony's putting games that people want to play, that people told about, that people want, that won awards, that people said are incredible, and those are the games they're putting on PC, and those are the ones that are going to make Xbox games even more irrelevant. So not only did they just destroy the console, but now they're going to destroy Xbox's relevancy on PC because these games are going to take over PC. So when you want PlayStation games going to PC, now this is the thing. If PlayStation dips its quality because it's doing this, now that's a problem. But if they could still do this and still keep that quality, just like the example that I used was cross-gen, right? We saw Halo Infinite and what it looked like, and everybody's like, look, it's because it's a cross-gen game. That's why it looks like that. That's why we got Craig, because it's an Xbox One and Series game. We don't want cross-gen. We don't want cross-gen. The reason why is because you had the idiot with the 2 left feet leading the charge. When Sony showed a cross-gen game in Forza, in Horizon, in Gran Turismo, in Miles Morales, nobody's talking about cross-gen anymore. Because guess what?
Nope.
They knew how to do it right. Microsoft was leading with 2 left feet, showing Craig, making excuses for why Craig existed because people are like, oh, it's a cross-gen game. That's why Halo Infinite looks like shit. No, it looks like shit because they don't know what quality is. And it's run by a guy named Matt Booty. And that's what comes out of a booty is shit. So therefore, the games are shit. And I remember the narrative coming out of the Xbox showcase in 2020 was that, oh my God, none of these games look next gen. And then Sony dropped the bombshell of their state of play, showing Miles Morales, and we're like, oh my God, there it is. And it started with the Epic demo.
And Jazz, like when it goes back to when we're talking about this whole showcase of like what they showed us a lot of good stuff. Callisto Protocol looked interesting, looked kind of like Dead Space. And we know why.
That was pretty damn good.
A lot of stuff they showed will look really fucking good, right?
Yeah.
And even if it's multi-plat, it's multi console, right? If it's on Xbox and PlayStation, this is good. This is a good thing because now, if you're on Xbox, you're getting good games. You're on PlayStation, good games. But what my sense and the feeling is people who are playing on Xbox per se. Let's just say Xbox, and I'm gonna use them. Because obviously, not because they're losing, just because the mentality over there is not that this is a good game and you want to buy it. Is if it doesn't go on Game Pass, fuck that game. And they made their people kind of have this mentality. So when you see a game like Resident Evil 4 and you're like, holy shit, this looks good, we already know it's going to sell best. We know why Sony probably has a lot of this marketing and this advertisement is because these developers are knowing where their game is going to sell. Why put that shit on Xbox and then not say day and date in Game Pass when you know it's not going to do anything?
Yep. And
so
that's a great point.
My personal belief is, unless that shit says day and date on Game Pass, most Xbox people, I don't think they really even care about it because they've been programmed to think if it doesn't come in Game Pass, it's fucking not worth buying.
Well, that's a good point that you make it with.
And so here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I'm going to leave it at this. State of play, thumbs up, 2 thumbs up. I thought it was cool. Even though the Miles Morales and the Spider-Man stuff I think could have been done at another point, still good show. My whole point to this is, as a person who loves video gaming, you don't, and we said this so many times, you don't want Sony and Nintendo to follow suit of what Microsoft or Xbox is doing bad for the industry because they'll get confident, they'll get cocky, and what will your PlayStation and your Nintendo whatever system become? You don't want that.
You know, they already told you the quality of experience is going to suffer if they do a service day and date type thing. So they're not.
That's why you're getting games like Stray.
They love making money.
Service.
Well, they love making money, and their big blockbuster games make lots of money. Why would they put it in a service? It just don't. It's counterintuitive.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and actually, what both of you guys are saying, like, I think I saw one of the things was like, oh, these were all multiplats. Thanks for showing me what I could play on Xbox, and that's true.
I already said it was a multiplat show.
I've seen, you know, the opposite go the same way too. When Microsoft shows a multiplat show, Sony guys say the same thing, but. The thing I said
Tunic was a multiplayer.
I know.
And everybody was like, it's in Game Pass. It's never come to PlayStation. I was like, you guys keep calling shit exclusive.
It was 3 months. Dude,
that we knew this game was going to be a multiplat.
Yeah.
Like, we knew it. The developer even said it by accident. We knew it.
They bought 3 months, bro. They bought 3 months.
I just don't get it,
this
man.
Is the thing, though, is like, what they don't ask is like the fact that this was in a Sony showcase shows that these games are not going into Game Pass. Like, you would want these games shown on an Xbox showcase with Game Pass on it. But the fact is that Sony was able to get these games on here because they're probably not going to go to Game Pass. So
these deals, generally when they sign those deals, one of the stipulations is that it can't go into one of those type of services on another platform.
Well, yeah,
for a certain amount of time.
And the thing is that Sony probably got to show the Resident Evil, Final Fantasy is an exclusive. But speaking
of Final Fantasy, that game was amazing.
Dude, that was freaking crazy.
I love it.
I can't wait. Man, I can't wait.
Dude, they went dark with it. There's Tunic. Frog was like screaming at the screen when he saw this Tunic come out. He goes,
dude, when they showed Tunic, I was like, I fucking told you.
Frog was like, he's like, every time they hype up these indie games on Game Pass, it's like 2 months, 3 months, and it goes on PlayStation.
That's why I don't buy. That's why, even though I have an Xbox Series X, I'm like, I don't need to buy it or wait here do Game Pass. I just wait for it to come to PlayStation and buy it because I know it's going to be. I want to play Tunic, but I knew it was coming to PlayStation. I was like, people are like, why not just Game Pass? So I'm like, because it's coming to PlayStation. That's why I primarily play.
Yeah,
it's just like if a game comes in PlayStation and you're like, and I'm telling you, hey, don't buy it. You wait for it to come to Xbox eventually.
They want to play Deathloop so bad, but basically they're going to wait for the Game Pass, which is another weird thing. Like,
we're going to have some predictions about that.
Oh, yeah, we'll get it. But Final Fantasy looked incredible. That was an exclusive. But the other games, like, you know, you got your big ones like Resident Evil. And also what's interesting, too, is that they're making VR to it, which shows that, you know,
Sony, I didn't even speak on that. Holy shit, I'm buying VR. I'm buying VR.
Horizon,
Day one.
Horizon looked awesome.
Day one.
Horizon looked awesome. Like, and the fact that they're making Resident Evil 8 in VR, they're doing a VR,
and
4, like
and 4, yes.
Dude, it shows that like this is a brand new tech. Well, it's not brand new technology, but it's a new peripheral.
No, it's new for Sony.
And the fact that they got the support already from big third party on big games. These are not like tech demos. These are the games that people want in VR. And that's what I'm seeing this time around is that these are
these developers
games that they're putting in VR.
These developers.
What did we say? What did people say? With the first VR, we want full experiences.
Full experiences, yes.
Well, these developers believe that they believe in PlayStation and that their platform is a place where they can sell these games. You know, so they're going to invest in the VR and everything else because history has shown that the fan base does support not every game, but they're going to buy stuff. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
you can
The
take a
thing that they
risk.
want,
You can
yes.
take a risk over here on PlayStation. You can't do that on other platforms.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
you
very
can on
interesting. They got
Nintendo,
the
but not on
support.
Xbox.
Yeah, they got the support for the VR so early, and having over 20 games like supporting VR for this system, and now they did confirm that it will be releasing next year, 2023. So it's not coming out this
Which
year.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
I thought they were
That's
going to
fine.
do the
Don't
holiday.
rush it.
Yeah, I thought they were going to do the holiday, but I guess that they are going to make sure that.
Well, I didn't figure whenever these games said in development, that let me know that they're not coming.
Right, they're not
soon.
ready yet.
They're not ready. So that means that they're not going to launch. The hardware is probably done, but they need software for it. So I think they're just waiting for some of these games to be
and
ready.
also too, I think they need to be a big push. I think also too, they will probably want to release it this holiday, but I think with the lack of the PlayStation consoles being available, they probably want to do a big holiday push to get consoles out there this holiday, and then have because remember you can't use that PSVR 2 without a PS5. So if they got PS5s not out there, that's less customers. Toolman makes a good point here. He goes, "Have you noticed?"
I still think it was a missed opportunity with Microsoft not to do some type of VR. I still think
they lost. They
Nobody would have. But the thing is, they know their consumer base isn't going to buy it. So
they tried to, but you see how they Philness their way into VR. Like, Samsung's making them, and HP, and you could do Windows desktop, and HoloLens grabbing ass. You know what? They did the Me Too, like, we're involved in the conversation, but did not do it. Half-ass, half measures, like everything else that they do. Just add it to Mixer and all that other shit that they do. But Toolman says, have you noticed that some of the games that are in Game Pass, PlayStation gives them for free with Plus? You know what? At the same time, and Toolman makes a good point. Like, with this new service too, Sony is going to have like the Tunics and all that other stuff. I see more of those games being equal to what Xbox Game Pass is doing, which now is going to put more pressure on Xbox to deliver the big AAA games that they're going to have to sign a deal to, or going to have to put their first party games in there, because those are going to be the differentiating factors. Like when Tunic goes shopping around, they could be like, hey, well, we'll put it in both services day and date, and so now
and then Jazz, you got to look at, here's the other thing, is Sony has created such a big catalog of great games that
and
they say, this is 2 to 4 years old. We can just throw this in there now because it's sold 20 plus, so it's not a big problem if we throw all of our freaking, I don't know, Uncharted games in here. It's not a big problem. We throw our first God of War game and our Horizons in here. These games are selling 20 million, and it's not going to hurt us. No, and like for instance, my son
it'll go to PC.
Give you an example. My oldest son just got a PS5, right? Because he was an Xbox guy. Just got a PS5. He says he signed up for the service, and he said the reason I'm signing up for the service because I never got a chance to really buy any of these or experience any because I had an Xbox. So I told him, you that makes total sense for you to sign up for a service. For me, maybe not because I buy a lot of games, but for you who didn't own a PlayStation, it makes perfect sense.
Yep. Yeah, I know. That's incredible. I have my next topic here, dude. Talk about Philness and people here. What about happened to this abandoned thing? This thing was a joke.
Oh my god.
Dude, what a friggin' joke, this thing. So the new report hints that the developer of the horror abandoned game stalled. Dude, that was such a hokey dokey thing with the demo, the guy walking, like what a stupid, like, Jesus. Like, what a waste of time, waste of energy.
That's a waste of time.
That's it. I'm not even giving him any more publicity. He's a shithead and screw the game. Uninstall his demo. But yeah, he would fail to show anything, even miss self-imposing deadlines. I still think it's really weird that Shuhei tweeted out this guy's stuff. It's really weird how they gave this stupid game so much like notoriety when it was like the most scammiest game of all, like with this demo, and Shuhei retweeted it out. The guy would like, it was so weird, like the fact that Sony would like let this happen. But
I think there is something deeper to the story. I think there's something bigger behind that.
Oh, it's a scam.
I think
who knows where this game is.
I think it just wasn't like, hey, we're out to scam you. I honestly think that there's a bigger
You
There's something
still
bigger to the
believing on that
story.
bandwagon that this is something else, like a Kojima, some shit going on?
I think there's
I
something.
think
Yeah, I
at
think
this
there's
point,
something.
I don't even care no
I don't
more.
even
Where does
care.
Killer
I don't
Instinct
care,
fall?
but
'Cause
I
see a
think
lot of
there is
people.
something deeper to it, though.
All right, dude, I don't know, but anyway, it's a scam. Hassan played so many people, but hopefully, thank goodness we didn't pre-order and anything. Give him money, he could run away with it. So,
Oh yeah, thank
shout out
God.
to
no.
Grinders. We're not doing to give this son of a bitch money on there. Now, I have an update. We have an expansion to the Xbox Civil War that went on. There was a continuation, maybe a secret ending to the Xbox Civil War, and it had to do with Killer Instinct. Game Night one. Before we move on to Game Night, wait a second. Game Night 1, 2, 3.
We got to
he
talk
goes,
about that.
Yeah, Game Night 1, 2, 3. Shout out to him with the super chat. He goes, I'm laughing at all these people that thought Hassan was Kojima or that he was working on Silent Hill. Well, then Game Night, you're probably laughing at some of us because I thought it was I thought it was definitely strange.
You're my number one customer.
I thought it was
odd.
more than what it was. So I was in that laughing pool. I will take the L.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take the L on that one because I thought it was something more than what it was because I thought, like, why would Sony retweet this thing out? Why would he give him an app?
It just didn't make sense.
It didn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Like,
it
it wasn't
didn't.
this offshoot indie game, dude. Like, it was so weird how they drew attention to this game and gave it an app with demos. It was so weird how it is. It's still weird. And Sony, you're a fool if you believe this dude and this real. And I said this. I said, like, if this was a real game and this is real, they're all guilty of that. The 3 C's. That's the Sony 3 C's, man. They're all guilty of that. They let this guy just walk in there and do that bull. But, if it turns into this thing, I would tell you it is like the biggest scam ever. If this thing ever turns into something, but who knows? We'll put the boosters in the chat for Hassan. He gets a booster. He gets the booster award and a Phil Spencer face of who took a deuce. But now moving on. Thank you again, Game Night with Super Chat. We're going to the Xbox Civil War bonus edition. So apparently, on another Xbox podcast, because people love to talk on Xbox, and when we talk about games, people get shook. We talk about services, everybody's excited. So here it is. Let me play what Paris said. One of our proud members of the 3 C's.
Like Jez Corden talk about it of like, people want this franchise,
Killer Instinct.
but do we really want it? Where do y'all fall on Killer Instinct?
I think a lot of people are just talking. I think realistically, if they brought Killer Instinct back, I'm not sure it's gonna grab enough of the audience that it's gonna need to be sustainable. I think they obviously tried it before and it didn't get the traction that they were looking for. I don't know. Could it happen? Of course. I'm going to say doubtful.
Yeah, I definitely would want to chime in on that question. Is it something that people really want? I don't know if Killer Instinct is something that anyone ever really wanted. I'm old enough to remember when it was in the arcades and when it was on the N64, and people kind of wrote it off for what it was, which was a Mortal Kombat clone that wasn't as good as Mortal Kombat. Now they did obviously reboot it not long ago, and kind of brought it into the modern era, but no one really cared that much then either. And the fighting game scene is very competitive at the moment. There's a lot of good options out there, and look about just like what's happening right now. Like we know that Mortal Kombat is killing it right now. Mortal Kombat is great. I'm sure there's more Mortal Kombat around the corner, and that's again, why play Killer Instinct when you can play Mortal Kombat? I think is the view that most people would take. You've got Street Fighter 6 right around the corner as well, right? Sony just showed that off. There's a lot of good fight. I just always felt like Killer Instinct has never really justified a reason for its existence. It's like, why do we need this? I understand why you're doing it because people like Mortal Kombat and you want to do something. There was so many Mortal Kombat clones after that game, after Mortal Kombat originally came out in the 90s, and they all kind of died away. And I think just through like a force of will, they kept Killer Instinct around because it was rare. It was Nintendo. It was in the arcades. It was a big deal. But it wasn't ever. It was always more hype than it was substance. And like I don't know. Like, can you really imagine? Like, I know this isn't a live type event, but can you really imagine? Like, and if Phil Spencer or whoever got up and said, "And we're bringing back Killer Instinct," like, is that really going to raise the roof? Or are you hearing the one guy at the back, going like his mom gives a shit?
Yeah. Well, this caused Xbox Civil War, and then he followed up this tweet with this thing with like, it's come to my attention that I was under the wrong representation of fighting on the Xbox community because everybody went at him telling him that Killer Instinct was a thing and that they were totally incorrect in stating that it doesn't have an audience and stuff like that. And people went on and kind of like went after Paris and all this other stuff saying that you were wrong and correct. He actually had to re-download the game. He's like, oh, I take the L. Like, I'm going to re-download it. Apparently, I was incorrect. I put my foot in my mouth and all this other stuff. Meanwhile, I didn't think he just said something. This other dude over here, he went all balls deep in that shit. He went all in on that, going, nobody wants Killer. This is what I don't understand. This is what grinds my gears about this thing. All right? Xbox has nothing. They have no games. This is the problem. They got a bunch of hopes and dreams and promises. You should want them to go on stage and say anything to bring back a franchise. You are not at the mercy right now of being like, you know what? Nah, Killer Instinct is not that popular. Dude, you got zero. You got zero fighting games. Killer Instinct would be great. Killer Instinct 2 would be great. You are not at the liberty right now to pick and choose because you got zero. You got nothing. You have zero. You have nothing. They're making games for the last 5 years on games you still don't even know what they look like. They abandoned Killer Instinct. And I said somebody in the tweet right here was like, it's not us. They abandoned Killer Instinct. They're not supporting it any longer than what they wanted to. It wasn't the people that stopped. It was them. And this goes back to what I said about Philness. Like, they chose not to support this game anymore. That's the problem. But you are not at the liberty on an Xbox podcast to pick and choose your games. You should be like, Killer Instinct, dude, they should bring back anything right now. Bring back Conker, bring back Banjo, bring back... You are not sitting here going, well, you know what? It's not really popular right now, or I don't think it was ever popular. Like, don't make excuses for the lack of games. That's what I feel they're doing. You should take anything right now. Anything. Yeah, Frog, sorry. Wait, Fei Long says something. Really beggars can't be choosers, he says. Thank you, Fei Long. Anything. You don't have the liberty. It's not like you have a whole 20,000 games coming out. Microsoft's dropping games left and right for you. You don't know what to play first. And you go, no, not right now. Killer Instinct doesn't have it right now. Bullshit. You should take anything.
You're my number one customer.
You should take anything.
I'm a huge Killer Instinct fan.
Yes, Killer Instinct was great what they did with it.
And I purchased my Xbox. I'm gonna be honest. I purchased my Xbox One because I heard Killer Instinct. Because I'm a huge Killer Instinct fan. And I think this is a bad take.
Yeah.
Look, if you guys are out there listening to the Cold Eastwood, if you guys are out there listening to the Cold Eastwood of the world, the fake gamers like that,
making excuses for no games, for it not coming.
Yeah. It really has to stop because you can't listen to these guys who have these radio voices but don't game and they're fake gamers. And what I mean by that is like a lot of these guys, man, they just got their voice and they tried different things and they realized, oh, I can talk about this, and it hit for them. Cold Eastwood is one of those guys. There's a lot of these guys out here, man. It's not even trying to jab at them anymore. At this point, I don't even care about how they feel. You got to stop listening to them. You got to stop supporting these guys. They couldn't make it in one avenue. They took another avenue and they made it there, and that's why they're there. Anything for a breaking story. And then there's some guys who used to be gamers, and they're more of like they want to be the IGN journalist type of guys, and they're just as bad, Dreamcast guy is one of them. I liked him when he first started. I can't stand the guy now. He's so clickbaity. Fucking Rich from Review Tech. That fucking dude is horrible. There's so many of these guys. We gotta stop supporting their fucking content. We gotta stop because they're not good for anything.
And Patience said that it did die fast because they decided to make it a service game with downloadable crap.
Yes.
And adding characters over time. And the way they did it was that it was free to play where like it cycled through characters and stuff. They messed up on the delivery of it. It was a fail. Like if you look at how they again, The game wasn't bad. It was Microsoft's presentation and the finesse on the bull that it did. And here, I got it right here.
Because initially you couldn't actually buy the game, right?
Wasn't it like it was free? It was built into all the Xboxes.
But you had to buy the character. It was some bullshit.
Yes,
I didn't like what they did.
Wait, there it is.
Yeah,
here's the awkward presentation, dude. Here it is, right here.
Coming to your home in 2013, only on Xbox One. Jago. Glacius.
But you only could be like
Saberwolf.
Wait, here's the awkward situation. Here it is. Look how awkward it is.
Saberwolf.
You're my #1 customer.
And he's brought out the new Tournament Edition Mad Catz Fight Stick, which will be available at the launch of Killer Instinct. Good luck, Ashton.
Wow. What a clown. You can't even hear it. They introduced it with a Mad Catz Fight Stick. Instead of talking about the game, they're talking about the accessory. Look at this guy.
And this is what I'm saying, Jazz.
Look how awkward this is.
This is why what I'm saying.
This is what they do, dude.
It goes back to the whole saying of, man, we really, as a community,
this trash ass upload.
We got to start being more about the games. That's why when Sony showed their state of play and I saw game after game that I wanted, I was like super excited. I was like, damn, like we're getting good games next year. Like this year we got good games. Next year is going to be even better. And this is what I think that everybody needs to do. Nintendo with their system, even though it's not as powerful, Microsoft with their Xbox. You can't just talk about services and not show me content.
There you go, Frog. Now watch this. I got the video. So let's see if it's better now.
Go.
Yes. So watch how they presented this game. And you say, oh, they just don't want this game. This is what I mean, how Microsoft lacks super cringe. Like, they lack the connection to the gamers. They don't know how to market their games. And we're seeing it now. This is 2013. We're 9 years later, and they still do not know how to market their games and get gamers excited for games. Get excited for Phil Spencer's underwear and Major Nelson flower shirts. But for games, humana. They don't know which end is up, and they cannot get people excited about games. Watch the cringe of Killer Instinct. Tell me people don't want it, but watch how it was presented. Again, you won't talk bad about Xbox, but you'll trash on games that we're not going to get. Okay, you know what? I'm done with this shit. Watch this. Look how they cringe. Killer Instinct's coming to Xbox. Watch this, clowns.
Who's been matched to play against Ashton in a Killer Instinct battle. This is going to get interesting. For those of you who don't know, Torn's the producer for Killer Instinct, and he's brought out the new Tournament Edition Mad Catz Fight Stick, which will be available at the launch of Killer Instinct. Good luck, Ashton.
Come on, Ashton, bring it.
Whoever thought it was a good idea that I play against a producer is going to get it.
Come on, you got to practice before you get on stage in front of millions of people.
I can't even block correctly, and you're too fast.
There we go. Just let it happen. It'll be over soon.
Oh, there's something else I want to say about the stupid.
One more. Wow, you like those?
No, I don't like this.
Cringe.
No.
Oh.
Fake.
Oh, here we go. Wait for it. Oh, one more.
Nice.
There we go.
All right, I think that's one to save.
Exactly what I was thinking. Xbox Upload Studio.
That's gone.
Oh my god, fucking Xbox. Upload this, upload that.
So I'll take a few seconds to put my own personal stamp on the recording.
Torrens using the new Upload Studio by Xbox, where he can easily curate, edit, share, and publish gaming videos right from Xbox One. Within seconds, Torren can personalize his recorded win by adjusting the timing, recording commentary with Connect, and choosing a skin to put a thematic wrapping around his epic moment.
And now it's shared out from the cloud with all of my friends.
Yeah. There you go. That's how Killer Instinct was presented. Oh, but wait, there's more. Wait, there's more. Wait, now you can stream it to Twitch.
And as a viewer on Xbox Live, it's even more interesting, as you'll have the ability to actually participate and impact the game.
How about the game instead of all this accoutrement? Why don't you talk about the combo breakers, the frames, the characters that you can be and their special abilities? Why don't you talk about the game itself and sell the game? Get people excited about the game, not the fact that they and have fake people on stage going, "Oh, I shouldn't have played against the producer." This is what I mean. This is not a good taste when people go, "Oh, I can't wait to play." They didn't tell you anything about the game. They tell you about all the other bull. This is how Killer Instinct was rolled out on your console. It should be about the games. This is the thing that they've been missing all these years. Crackdown 3 is about the cloud. Halo Infinite, it was about free-to-play, battle passes. It's got to be about the game. Tell me about the game. I don't want to know all this stuff, and they still do it to this day. How are they any better? But then say, oh, Killer Instinct didn't hit the way it should. Well, look at these dope asses marketed. They use it as a feature set.
You take how you do it is, and I'm gonna tell you how you do it, Jazz. You take the fans of games that want this franchise to come back, people who remember it, people who take guys like me, not the Kid Smooths, and no disrespect to Kid Smooth, but not the guys like that are fanboys. Take guys who want games like this and put them on a stage and say, "We got a surprise for you. We've heard you're a big fan of fighting games, and we have something coming back to you. Here's Killer Instinct. I'm gonna shit my freaking pants. I'm gonna freaking lose my mind." And they say you're gonna be in first hand to play this, and I'm gonna, you don't put people on there that are fucking actors. You don't put freaking LeBron James on the stage to play fucking video games with people. Like he's playing basketball. He doesn't have time for that shit.
Exactly.
And I think there's a problem with, once again, and there's been a problem with the messaging. They have bad messaging. They have really fucking bad messaging. That's number one. Number two. And I don't think it's going to change. But number two, you would hope it changed. But number two is like, okay, you got bad messaging. How do we fix this? How do we, as the gamers, get them to give us better messaging? You got to talk about the games. You got to show the games, and you got to stop talking about Game Pass so much. It's not going to happen. So you know what you do? How do you fix that? Put better games in your fucking service that you're talking about. Yeah. Well, that's not going to happen anytime soon. So they're really fucked. I think that we're at a point, it's not even about fucking fanboying anymore. It's at a point that people need to see truth. Shout out to Kid Smooth for saying that, he doesn't think he can fucking do this in a couple of years. He's just tired. And you should have been tired for the last generation.
But
you should have saw, you should have saw what Sony was doing last generation with the PlayStation 4 and said, I'm fucking tired of this shit. And I want better. Like I said, my homeboy's friend never had a PlayStation. He's starting to play it. And I put that whole fucking thing on Twitter, and like, you would think people would be happy. Some people just gave me shit for it. It's fake. There's no way. He was an Xbox guy. He just bought, his parents had a 360. He had an Xbox One. He had a 360, and they just bought him the next Xbox because that's what their son wanted, So he never really understood like what it was to have a PlayStation.
Yeah.
He's playing PlayStation and he's playing all these fucking games, Spider-Mans and so forth and yada yada yada. And he's like, holy shit. Now I can see why people like PlayStation. He didn't say that as a fanboy. He said it because he really understood. Oh, I see why people really say PlayStation has really good games. It's just the bullshit, man. Like, people rather fucking have a conversation about bullshit, fanboy shit, than actual gaming. And it gets tiring. It's like, damn, don't you guys want better for yourself? It's kind of like a person who's being abused. And you look at them and say, damn, don't you try to get your ass?
That's what I said. Like, they should be excited to get a new game, a Killer Instinct 2, instead of not
you should be fucking excited.
You should be saying, like, no, it wasn't.
You should be championing that shit on.
Yeah.
You should be asking for that shit.
They don't have a fighting game. Like, they should get a first-party fighting game. Like, I don't understand. It's not. Just play Mortal Kombat. I'm like, dude, what? And at Game Night, I didn't miss your Super Chat. Actually, what I was doing was I was getting some content for your Super Chat. Game Night, thank you. 123 Game Night. He goes, if I remember correctly, someone asked Philness about Killer Instinct and its future years back. And Phil basically said the usual, we hear you. And actually, Here it is.
He heard you all right. Fucking dick in your ear, glory hole, fucking rooftop party. That's what he heard.
Oh yeah, frog, you're talking my language now. Oh yeah, I did say that. Actually, wait a second. In 2021, Philness, I was asked the question, do I want to revisit Killer Instinct? And I said, oh yeah, but it's about finding the right team and the right opportunity. And I got 30 goddamn studios. They are so Philness. They let me get away with this one too. And now I got my pawns out there like Paris Lily telling people, you don't want Killer Instinct 2. You don't want it. That's it. When he came out to dinner with me and we were at lunch with Greenberg and Paris, I told him, I was like, Paris, we don't want a Killer Instinct 2. I just pulled some Philness in this episode and I said I want to wait till I find somebody. I got 30 goddamn studios, but I'm not making a game. Hell no, hell no. No, it's not. I'd be a service game. I need some bullshit, battle passes and everything. I don't do no. So you go out there and tell them they don't want Killer Instinct. They don't want it. But I'll tell them I'm thinking about it. We heard you. Oh man, I love Philness.
Dude, man, Philness planted the seeds. He had Paris Lily out to lunch with them, and he goes, you tell them they don't want Killer Instinct 2. I'll tell them that I'm working on it. Oh, I'm just waiting. It's about finding the right team. You know, just like they sought out the best team to work on Battletoads, you know. That they must have used
like, what can you give me? He's like, glory hole. He's like, all right, done.
They must have used some friggin' A1 research to find out who's the best team to make Battletoads, because that goddamn team, oh my, they still didn't put multiplayer in goddamn Battletoads. Oh shit, Ninja Turtles is having multiplayer before Battletoads ever had multiplayer. Oh shit, pause.
Shit.
God damn it. Goddamn Ninja Turtles got multiplayer. And here, this is Phil, ready? This is Phil in 2021. There are so many good games in our catalog that we would love to visit, Spencer said. I will just say Matt and I, his favorite booty, have discussed many times Killer Instinct and where would we like to go with it. It's not out of our minds that it might not be, it might be out of our, it's not out of our minds that it might be out of our minds, but it's in our hearts and in our mind. Holy shit, what the hell did Philness? Man, he must have been drunk. But it's in our hearts and in our minds that we want to continue. What the? Who let him get away with saying that? This is Phil. This is when he was back against the wall. Matt and I have discussed many times Killer Instinct and where we would like to go with it. And it's not out of our minds that it might be out of our minds, but it's in our hearts and in our minds that we want to continue to do something. What the fuck? What the hell is that?
Fire this fool, man. Fire this fucking clown.
What the? Dude, this guy's not talking out of his ass. I think he's booty number one, and Matt Booty's got to be my number two. What the hell is he saying?
It's in our mind, man. I tell you,
dude, he is like, I'm excited about what I didn't tell you, what I was gonna tell you, but what I wanted to tell you, but I couldn't tell you. But I want to tell you this. I'm really excited about the time that I told you, but I couldn't tell you. But I told your mom, but I told your aunt, but I can't tell them, but I told you. About the excitement about what the fuck, what is he talking about? But I'm excited about what I can't tell you right now. What
at this point, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would love for them to sell the Xbox property off to somebody who actually wants to do fucking something with it.
Drunk off his ass.
That's what I feel.
This guy, that's what he said about your Killer Instinct. Then after he said that mumbo jumbo, he goes, it's about finding the right team and the right opportunity, but it's not due to any lack of desire on our part that we're not doing more with Killer Instinct because we love the franchise and the community response. And he said the same thing about Crackdown 3. Dude, whatever.
Sorry about that.
The thing is that
At some point, you got to call bullshit. Bullshit.
It's all bullshit, dude. It's all bullshit. We have all this catalog of games, like,
and we even have to be able to say, we've heard you time after time. Phil Spencer say the same fucking thing. Like, we're tired of it.
Just Wait says, my heart, my mind, my nuts. Dude, I don't know. I don't know what the hell that quote was, but that's when he, I have no clue what the hell is going in there. It's in our minds, but not in our hearts, and in our hearts, and in our ass. Booty says, booty calls. You know what? There's only one thing to say after that.
Give that console to somebody else, man. It'd be better off probably to say.
Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
Dude, there's.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time.
That's basically what he just said. He goes, I got. He goes like this. Phil, what about Killer Instinct?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's basically what he just said. But my God, this is him, the guy who saved Xbox, finding the right team and the right time, dude. You know what's funny?
How many studios do they own?
The same line that they said with Day One Guns and Halo.
We're saying stupid shit now. The right team and right. How many? I wish I could interview Phil Spencer. How many studios do you guys own? Like, why are we even talking about this? Why are we talking about right team, the right? Like, how many studios do you own?
Dude,
really? This is a problem to you, and you own how many studios? You telling me you can't find one studio?
Is his response. But then he'll come out after he says some mumbo jumbo like this. People will be like, Phil, what do you mean about Killer Instinct? And then he'll be like this.
One of the things I really love about being here is the families that are here.
And then he says, meet me in the bathroom. Oh, damn, pause. Well, there's a Killer Instinct Civil War. Paris and stuff said nobody wants it. Everybody's saying they want it. It doesn't matter because you're probably not getting it, or if this is a whole Philness way of maybe you will get it. But the thing is we'll talk about predictions, but I don't think they're in the position right now to announce any more games because we have yet to see anything from what they have announced in the last 4 years. So, but speaking about, where and when and all that stuff, I always got to do the sad part of our show where we put our head down in mourning to what has happened to Halo. And there's always a time in the show with 200 viewers, guys. Hit that like button, share it out. We're gonna go in mourning about how Halo has been doing. And one of the things that I found that nobody seems to be commenting about, but this popped up. The Steam charts, 4,000 people, 4,600 people right now. Good job, Season 2. You gave them a whiff. You gave them a whiff. If people came on, a few thousand came on, they got a whiff and they left. Good job. The peak alt, 7,000 they're at. Good job, Steam. Halo on PC, I was just playing it today to see. Nothing has changed. Same old horseshit. Battle Pass. Same progression system. Fuck, they didn't even fix the progression. I played 2 games. I got 300 XP. They could wipe their ass with that stuff. I got my whiff. But one thing that I didn't see, the Xbox podcast, the die-hard Halo fans, that bleed green and said Halo was back. I'm so surprised that they didn't report on what people have been playing with Halo. And it's very interesting to see that the co-op is being played right now by some folk inside the program. And actually what they said was the co-op campaign is consisting of Master Chief clones. It's just Master Chief times 4. It's not a team. It's not a Spartan team. It's clones. 343 talked about wanting to make our Spartans feel like they're not even the Spartans that you customize in multiplayer. They're just Master Chief clones that they got right now in co-op. It's done. They've been playing it. Mr. Skits, who is actually a Halo screenshot artist, Halo fanboy, it says, but he follows this dude with Mint Blitz, who's the guy who's covering Halo, and let's see what he has to say. And he says it right here. People playing it. Nobody's covering this, I
is
guess.
scheduled for next month. Our first look at the abilities that may potentially be in the game mode itself. Team Doubles is scheduled for next month. Our first look at co-op campaign, some more information about the game modes that are going to be in the Battle Royale, and new Last Spartan Standing game modes are in testing. So let's jump right into the video. First and foremost, we have our first look at co-op campaign on Halo Infinite. It seems like it's just going to be multiple Master Chiefs. I was kind of hoping that it would be Master Chief, and then if you joined into someone else's co-op game, it would be your own multiplayer Spartan. That would have been really cool. Co-op campaign is virtually finished, so I'd expect it to release either this month or next month. Either way, I think it's going to be coming out very soon. I am so excited to launch my friends across the map and then grapple hook onto them while they're flying across the map. There's going to be so many unique things for me to do.
Sounds exciting. We'll grapple hook as friends. Pause. So, yeah, that wonderful co-op campaign that blown out, dude. They're just gonna throw 4 Master Chiefs in there running around on that empty-ass world with pipe cleaner trees. That's what we waited for. That's the delay. And people go, well, wait a second. How does he know that? And then people are going, people pissed off, and then people like stop whining, and then people are like, no, this is bullshit. We waiting so long for the best the co-op campaign there. They delayed it, for the bet. No, you're getting 4 Master Chiefs. Who are you? I'm Master Chief. Who are you? I'm Master Chief. Who are you? I'm Master Chief. I'm the clone baby. Goo goo gaga, clone baby. You're my clone. I'm your clone. Yeah, that's what you get.
You want to hear something crazy, Jez? You want to hear something really crazy? So, I don't know how many people know this. If you're in the game, you should know this, but. So Ubisoft just updated Assassin's Creed Origins 60 frames, right? And a lot of people were happy. Like I got excited because I was like, damn, I own the game, and I never really sat there and took it. Now I'm sitting and taking the time to play it, because it's giving me something that I didn't have before. And I didn't day one it, obviously, because you never go day one with Ubisoft. But what's so funny about this whole thing? The meat and potatoes of a certain camp of people was, oh, not that it's 60 frames, it's in Game Pass. They were more concerned with it being in a Game Pass than it even being 60 frames.
Saw that.
And I was like, I don't get you guys. Like, the studios that go out there and say, hey, we're going to update our resolution, we're going to update our frames for some of the stuff you played last generation. You're not talking about that. You're talking about the game being in fucking Game Pass. What's wrong with you?
It's not about the game. It's about
they are drones. They are programmed drones at this point.
Dude, I don't get how that's the first thing you say about, hey, it's 60 frames. You don't say 60 frames. It's in Game Pass. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, at this point, they're more excited about the service than the games that's going in it.
Yes.
They're just walking Game Pass billboards. They don't even realize they're programmed.
They're excited.
It's just
about Activision Call of Duty games going to Game Pass next year. Are you kidding me?
God.
What? The Cold Ops, the Black Ops 1 and 2 in Game Pass? That's gonna be. And then I saw this Madden thing today.
But how do you know that, Jez? How do you know those games are going to Game Pass?
Well, they're assuming that because that's when they buy Activision. That's the only shit they can put in there. And then
they might put them
Pass.
in
It's
there.
Madden's been in Game Pass
They're not,
for 2 years.
I'll tell you this. I don't believe those games are going to be going in there day and date because it doesn't make financial sense. And if Sony has the marketing, has whatever kind of deal till 2025, I'm pretty sure Sony is savvy enough to have some kind of contract to where these games can't go into that service day and date.
Well, I don't know but you're right. It is more about the service and stuff like that. But the problem is that the game, this is my point is that you're waiting for these games. You waited for Halo over a year delay, and then they delayed the co-op over a year, and now you're looking at it and the co-op, and this person says it perfectly, 6 years of development, and you expect them to accomplish fans' expectations after what they did on Halo Infinite. I give up with Halo Infinite the first month. I can't believe they decided to launch such an unfinished product. Shame on 343 and Microsoft. This is what Game Pass and the service focus has turned their biggest franchise into. That it is destroying people that follow the Halo influences. Like, you are at the bottom, like you're ready, like the dudes that are like playing Spider-Mans and God of Wars, like the casuals and the hardcore. You were passed up all the regular gamers, man. You are now at the die-hard Halo fan, the people that will live and die by this game, and you're pissing them off. That's the craziest thing about this, is that you're pissing these people off that are dedicated to this franchise. The last hope for this, any kind of hype for this thing, and you're just not delivering. And and the problem is that you're waiting so long. People make excuses for the waiting, and then when it comes out and it doesn't meet the expectations, and simple expectations, like you think it's an open world Halo campaign, you could call in warthogs full of soldiers. Like, why can't you take your custom spot in and go around with like a class-based system? Like, is this really just going to be 4 dudes just running around that dead-ass map? Like, I don't understand why this can't be, like, class bases. Like, why can't one be a scout? Why can't one be this? Why can't one be that? And you go through the campaign with, like specializations and stuff like that to make it somewhat interesting. Like, make it next level. Make it to what people want. How are you just going to wait people made a year and then just put in 4 clones running around with chickens without heads in the same boring
You're
ass
my number one customer.
with the same boring ass missions? It's insane. Game night 1, 2, 3 with the 10. Thank you. He goes, frogs. So that Thymasa Souls like game announced that release date and a physical copy. The first comment was some guy tagged Phil asking to bring it to Game Pass. There you go. That's what it's about, man.
Listen,
Is it
they
free?
have programmed these people.
Is it free?
They have programmed them to not want to buy anything and not play anything unless it's in that service. So basically, what they're doing is they're like drones. You know what I mean? They don't want to buy shit. They're basically letting Microsoft control what they play.
Exactly.
Because if it's not in that service, they're not going to buy it.
Yeah. And just like, one of the things that this came in too about Madden, about Madden, possibly being Game Pass. Madden, and I saw somebody go, man, Madden, MLB The Show, all in Game Pass. This will be huge for sports people. I was like, dude, Madden's been in Game Pass for the last 2 years. It's been day and date in Game Pass. Yes, it's a 10-hour trial. And I think that's probably more than enough for half of you people give it worth a damn.
It's just about bragging rights, Jed. They don't want to play that. They ain't playing nothing.
It makes dude, it doesn't, like, if they put Madden in Game Pass and they could, without the 10-hour trial, then good luck, because Madden will still never get updates, because then they're just going to throw it in the services. Like, I don't even care about friggin' Madden anymore. They need to revive that goddamn franchise, because they have the same announcers and the same bullshit. They don't have the proper challenge system in the game. The game is garbage. They have not evolved Madden, and I haven't played it in the last 3 years. I played one game. I haven't played it
in longer than that.
Dude, I played one game in it because I have EA Pass. I played 1 hour of it, and I'm like, yep, done. I'm done with this, because it's the same bullshit. I guarantee you, they still score a random touchdown every time before the half. The AI always scores a touchdown. Like, you'll break a tackle, it will always score a touchdown right before halftime. Always. Guaranteed. If they got the ball before halftime, it's scoring a touchdown in the last 2 minutes. The tackles it always does it. The game is horrible. They need to fix that whole goddamn franchise. But people like, it's in Game Pass. Oh, what? All of a sudden you care about Madden? It's been in Game Pass. Guys, you're looking for that big hope that nobody's going to sign up for the service for one goddamn game.
That's what they think, though. They think that, and then they also, Jens, this is what they want. They want some kind of bragging right to say, oh, you guys have to buy the game.
Yes.
We get to rent it with our subscription service. So therefore, our platform is superior. And it's like,
come on, man. Like, and you're right. You're totally right. Like, that's, and it's all for Twitter clout. Like, it has nothing to do whether you're interested in the game. And that's the one thing where I find a difference when you watch the PlayStation showcases and when you watch the Nintendo showcases, the people that come out of that thing and stream it and talk about it, they are excited about the content that was shown. And they get a little extra excited if it's exclusive. You know, we're not going to lie. You know, if it says exclusively here, there's some a little extra bragging rights in those things. But when you watch an Xbox show, like, it better be coming to Game Pass or bust. Like, it's like, it got to be in Game Pass. Like, I don't care. Like, it's got to be in Game Pass because I don't know what this is, but it just seems that
it's a sickness.
It's a sickness. It is, dude. It
Yeah.
is really. They have trained people to just say, hey, man, don't even buy. Who cares about buying games? Like, you know, spend $400 on my console. Tell them how the bootleg console booster is the best. Like, because it doesn't. I said this last week. It doesn't even make sense. You spent years touting the most powerful console. Gamers like wanted resolution and all this other stuff, and meanwhile, they're all the same people are excited about the S being the best seller
at 540p.
At 540p.
Without all the graphical settings like ray tracing that Microsoft promised on that damn console.
Yeah.
Developers are not even putting all the features because they can't run it.
Yeah, exactly. Like you got laughed out of last generation with 900p and EUS RAM and all this other shit. And now that's the console that you're celebrating. You shouldn't want the S to be the most sold console. You shouldn't want the S to outsell the X 3-1. You shouldn't want that because that means that your X is not being utilized. Like, and you look, hopefully they make the game for the PS5 because if I was making an Xbox game and they go, oh, well, it's 3-1 in the sales, they're gonna be like, well, I don't have to take all the, you know, all the features of the X. Like, you know, who cares about pushing the power? Like,
as a developer told me that works on multi-platform games, you have to start with the lowest common denominator.
Yeah, you
and
gotta make sure
that the game can run on that one because that's going to be the platform that's the hardest to develop for. So to get the game running optimally. So and then they add, you know, bells and whistles to the higher more powerful console, but you're still constrained at a design level with the lowest common denominator, which is going to be the Series S, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the thing is like I think it's a smart move that they made a cheaper console. Like, you know, it was a good move for them, but for the amount of talk about teraflops and power and ray tracing and RDNA 3.0 and all this other stuff, the amount of talk and emphasis on power and functionality and the most powerful console beating out the 10 teraflops of the PS5. You would think that people would just shut up and be like, oh, okay, the S is selling. But they're celebrating it like, we're winning because the S is selling. And it's like, you that stupid? Like, you got laughed out of last gen about power.
They don't care.
You don't care because it
Jess.
makes no sense. It's like, it makes no sense.
They done gone so long without games that they're just like any victory that they can get, they'll take it.
Exactly. They're talking in tongues. That's what I said. Like, W's anywhere. Like, they're fishing for W's. And it's so sad because, you know, I don't really take these people seriously. That's how I could cope with it because I'm like, these people are not real. Like, they're just trying to look for clout because if they were real, dude, they're pity. They're a sad case for fucking a person if they are real because they have no goddamn. The thing is that they have no interest in this hobby. That's the thing. They're one of those passerbys that say, look at me, look what I can do. Let me say something to rattle up the crowd. But I don't give a shit about this console war and shit. I'm just going to say something to trigger some folk. I had somebody tweet at me when I said about the DualSense because remember, nobody was going to use the DualSense. Oh, just first party. Nobody's touching that gimmick. Nobody's using it. And meanwhile, Harry Potter, all of them showing all the capabilities of the machine. Everybody's using the DualSense. What happened? I thought only first party was supposed to use it. Yeah, no. Not here. This is not Kinect, bitches. So now somebody tweets going, well, it's easy to just put vibrations in the controller. It's just a vibration controller. And I go, well, what about the adaptive triggers? They say nothing. I don't know what it is. But all of a sudden, they're like that. They're like, they're like, I'm like, what about the triggers? Those adaptive triggers. And I understand it's not all fans because I do think the lack of games and the lack of vision for Microsoft, because they've been pivoting all over the goddamn place. They've been pivoting all over the goddamn place, and a real Xbox fan can't keep it up. Like, they can't keep it up. Pause. They can't keep their head straight on what they're supposed to cheer for. That's why when it comes out, they're like, is this something I should get excited about? Is this something I should, is this something I should say, you get the L? Is this a slow clap moment? Is this the time? They have no clue, because their Xbox has lost its identity. And know what it makes the identity of the Xbox? The goddamn games. And when you don't have the games, you don't have the identity, and the fans don't know which end is up. They're like, what do we cheer for? Teraflops, power, services, Phil. The executives tweet at us. They say, hold your hat side. Like, what? They grasp onto anything because there is nothing. And that's the problem what Xbox has done. And that's why I'm here, to give you clarity on what. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. That's the thing that grinds my gears. It's like, if you were a real Xbox fan, you would see that this makes no sense. And you need to just hold your tongue and wait for that day for when the games drop that you're genuinely excited about. And Microsoft, and I know this is all fake. We all know it's fake. That's why they get trolled so much on Twitter, because it is fake, because Microsoft has not shown you anything to get you excited. That's the problem. Do you see that showcase? Yes, it was third party, but guess what? Sony did a damn good job marketing whatever they had to market to get people excited about Final Fantasy 16, to get people excited about Resident Evil 4, to get people excited about Street Fighter 6. They used that. They got people excited about Horizon, about Gran Turismo. Are going to get people excited about God of War. They're going to get people excited about Spiderman. They're going to do that by showing stuff. Microsoft has yet to do that. Now, granted, last year, the one thing they did well was Forza Horizon 5. They got people excited about that. They did a good job with that. They need to do that with all their games. And we'll see what they do on June 12th. But speaking about the 13th and services, PlayStation Plus services launch on June 13th. So, the all-new PlayStation Plus, Essential, Extra, Premium. We talked about it. The games are all going to be there on the 13th. If you have PlayStation Plus Basic, if you have the PlayStation Plus right now, you'll get rolled into the Essential, which is basically the same one. And then you will also, if you are PlayStation Plus, you'll get rolled into the Premium, which has the streaming and also the trials and the old PlayStation 2, PSP, and PlayStation games. So here are your prices here. And like I said before, these yearly discounts that you're getting really shed off a lot of that cost. And that's something that Game Pass is going to have to do. They're going to have to revamp that, because this one thing for $119 is still cheaper than Game Pass, and you're getting about 4 times the games for it. And you're getting classic games in addition to remastered classics and things like that. And Sony has a whole library that they've yet to install. So, I think as a supplemental thing, also built into your subscription to play online, that's the other thing. All these include to play online, where Game Pass for console doesn't include online play. So some games you can't utilize or play in Game Pass for console for the $10 a month. You need Ultimate. Microsoft needs to fix that. Because these 3 tiers right here from Sony all include online play. And the big humdinger is this one right here. The $60, you get the PlayStation Collection, and you get 2 games a month for $60. And you get online. And you compare the PlayStation games being released compared to the Xbox games with gold, which were reviewed last week. It is a robbery for that $60 a year. You can't do Game Pass Ultimate for a year. They're going to need to do that, and they need to either drop it to $119 or something else, because right now they're at $180 for a year for Game Pass Ultimate. Yes, it includes cloud. Yes, it includes PC Game Pass. But if you just have a console and you don't have PC, then that PC portion doesn't matter to you. Here, if you have a PlayStation, it's all encompassing. So if you get $112, everything on PlayStation is playable on PlayStation. For $180 on Game Pass Ultimate, if you don't have a PC and you don't want to play on a phone, then 2/3 of that service you could care less about. Which, in order to maximize Game Pass Ultimate, you need to be a mobile, PC, and console gamer to maximize that. So, Microsoft's going to have to change their ways. They're going to have to be competitive. Another thing that I noticed on here, speaking about check-ins, 7 days to check in for your content to make sure that you have it. So they got some 7-day check-in for your content. I think that was a question over here.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah, Frog. Get Frog. What
Yeah, that's all that. I honestly think, and we keep going back to this, because we have to beat a dead horse. As much as I don't want their service to succeed in a sense.
Yep.
Where is it? Because I think it can bring bad things. I think it may be successful if they're releasing the smaller games in there like Stray and maybe they say, hey, we have an Astro Bot 2, Adventure 2, and they start releasing these smaller experiences in there. I think it can be successful just because you got to look at what Xbox is getting in their service, their Game Pass service day one compared to PlayStation service, and it's like the quality is. And I don't see how you can even look. Maybe it's subjective in a lot of ways, but I'm just like, it's hard. It's hard to say, damn, that this is you can't argue with it. It's like how do I argue with something like what I see? You see what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at PlayStation service and I'm like, damn, even look. Maybe it's subjective. It's not subjective. What I'm saying is, Link, is when you look at what PlayStation is bringing to the table as far as their service for $120 a year compared to Game Pass, there's no doubt in anybody's mind just looking at it. Sony has the better, PlayStation has the better game. They do. Yeah. They just do. And so if you're all about services, right? Why wouldn't you go with, and this is for people who are about
I
the
see
services.
Where you're going with it, yeah.
But look, the Jaffees and all these, if you're all about the services, why not freaking
hype up this
subscribe
service,
to this
right?
thing?
Well, because it doesn't have the day and date games, which I guess.
What day and date? What day?
Exactly. What day and date? What, like 2 games? Like for what? MLB The Show? You're gonna pay $60 a year extra for getting that day and date? Like, it's not like they're dropping day and date games every month. They don't even have a list of games that are forecast that you're having for the next few months. Maybe that June 12th is gonna change that. But up until now, if you had Game Pass from January until now, you were flying blind, dude. Like, you had no clue what was dropping day and date and nothing from their first party. And then they delay their stuff out of there, so your day and date value goes out the window because they don't have anything to replace that. So the point is like, that day and date thing, it really puts more pressure on
That's bullshit.
Them. It is bullshit. It is. And like I said,
when people say, oh, day and date, that's what. Because I've heard Jaffe say it. Oh, so
Stray's day and date, right? That's
the one thing PlayStation doesn't have is day and date. What have we got on the Xbox platform day and date that you can even say is like moving the needle? Nothing.
Yeah. Does Stray change anything? Like Stray day? Oh, that's nice. Like, but like the thing is, it's not like, oh my god, I gotta buy this is incredible deal. Like it is what it is. This service is supplemental. Exactly. This is not the main way to play, and that's the problem that I have.
And it shouldn't be the main way to play.
Services.
That's the thing. It shouldn't.
And that's exactly right. Because Frog, the whole point of Game Pass was to get people that don't really play that many games. The dudes that buy every single game, why are they the ones celebrating like Game Pass? Because Game Pass was really built for those that missed out, or for people that are are going not really into these games. They don't know what to buy. But the dude that knows what they want to play and wants to play it right now, they're just going to buy their game. So I don't understand how Game Pass became like the hardcore, because it's not really made for the hardcore until they have a lot of their first-party games dropping day and date, which they don't. And until they have a cadence to when their games are coming out, really the value of Game Pass is really for those who just missed out or just like indie games right now. And the thing is that Sony is able to drop content when they want to drop it, and then once that content has seen the light of day, they could then leverage it in services. Now, what's good about that is that there may be some games that you missed, and for the cost of it, it's not a $200 a year. It was $180, $112, $100 some dollars, but you're getting so many games, plus you're getting games that you may have missed on the PS4 and stuff like that. So, like, as a backfiller, like, as a way to kind of fill your time in between big releases, this service is a definitely great, like, I think it's a good supplement to the main way of gaming. But if Sony's like, hey, everything's going into here, we're done with, like, traditional releases and all of our games go into a service, now you got to question, what are these games going to look like? And that's the issue that I had with Xbox, and then we've seen it. We just came off of Halo, and you've seen what the service did to that game, how they were able to release a game in such pathetic feature set in this franchise that's came to known as the complete package of Halo into this incomplete feature set because they could drop it in a service and say it's a service game. Microsoft making service games, but they're putting service games within a service. The game is a service with a battle pass in itself and seasons, but it's also in a service. It's like a double service game. That's what they're doing. You know, they're taking Sea of Thieves, $60. It's a service game. They add shit over time, but it's in a service that you're paying for to access the game. So I paid $15 to access Sea of Thieves, and then in Sea of Thieves, you have service features and battle passes and content and shit that I can buy with real money, like in DLC, but I'm paying to access that game to pay for the services.
So are you really winning? You see, at the end of the day,
exactly. You're in a, and that's the thing. Like, you're in a service. The game is in a service, so it's a service game.
When you got games like Halo Infinite in a service, did that really help Halo?
No, it didn't at all. Did Gears 5 and Game Pass help Gears 5? Did it? They dropped that game faster than anything. It had the least released maps of all the Gears, and they forced crossplay because they dropped their install base. Their install base dropped. The game was everywhere. It was in a service. It was accessible to everybody who even had a phone, and they still needed to activate and mandate crossplay because it was taking longer for.
This is why I say for all those people that want services. Sony and Nintendo decided to do a service. They obviously there's no help. There's no way in my mind that I can think they're going to do it worse. How can they do it worse when Microsoft sat there and showed them everything not to do?
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. Like, Sony now saw what Microsoft did with backwards compatibility. They saw what Nintendo did with backwards compatibility. Now they're going to leverage that in their systems. So right now, the PlayStation Plus, and this is where it's supporting. PS5 streaming and game downloads, PS4 streaming and game downloads, and PC streaming only. Now, if you see here, the streaming only works on PS Plus on PC for PS4 games and PS3. So the PS5 games that are in there, I don't think are streamable.
No.
Which is interesting because here it says here, downloading. So according to this thing, PS Plus Extra and Premium Deluxe plans, original PlayStation, these are games that you could download. Original PlayStation, PSP, PS4, PS5 games are available for download to play. Remastered or remakes of PS2, PS3 games will also be downloadable to play on the PS4 and PS5 systems. Which, this is very interesting.
But who is this benefiting? You see what I'm saying?
But I'm saying remakes or remasters of PS3 games. Like, I don't know if they have any planned, but I don't remember too many of those. But I guess it's on like BioShock Remastered and stuff like that. Streaming a PS Plus premium game. They have the streaming, right? You could stream original PlayStation, PS2, PS3, PS4, and PSP games are available for streaming in the premium plan, available in select markets. Please note that streaming access, including classic games, will occur after the launch of the premium plan. Streaming availability may be limited by title. Games that can be streamed on the PS4 and games can be streamed on PS4 and PS5 consoles and PC. Now, they don't have PS5 games able to stream on there if you care about streaming.
Well, I mean,
so you still need a PS5 to take full advantage. Again, Josh, they're not telling you. Yeah.
I think that's the other thing we have to ask. When you look at Sony's more of like, hey, we gave you some nostalgia, here you go.
Yeah.
Microsoft's is not a necessity. Like, we're not doing what we need to do, so we really gotta, we gotta get on it. And I think that's the key thing that a lot of people aren't looking at. Sony had to do out of necessity.
Well,
not Sony. I'm sorry. Microsoft had to do that.
Yes, and you know what? I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking that, it seemed that Microsoft's approach to Game Pass was a swing for the fences, desperation, all out. This is it. And maybe that's why a lot of people just blindly support it because they know that this is it. There's not a lot of other support besides Game Pass that to get excited about for Xbox. The games haven't shown. But Sony kind of did this as like, all right, we'll dab into this. Here's our thing, but they are not. They're kind of like putting out what they want to put out. Exactly, they're being very calculated, just with their PC launches, just with their stuff in here, like and even the games that they put in PlayStation Plus. Like they're being very calculated in what they put out, and where they put it. If they put a game in a service, they're gonna go, hey, you know what, the Destruction All Stars, yeah, that's a PS Plus game. Put that in there. Abe's Odyssey World, whatever, that's an exclusive. Put that in PlayStation Plus. They're using the games to determine where they should be applied to. And that's where you could say the game is defining where it should be released. It's not the service defining the game. It's the game is defining where it should be released. If the game is meant to be a multiplayer, big, massive game, then maybe they should release that in the service and on PC. If that's what the game's designed for. But don't take a game that was traditionally full of content, all this stuff, and we come to expect for it the 6th version of it, and then go, you know what, now we're just going to cannibalize it. Now we're just going to Frankenstein it because we have these services. Now the service is determining the structure of the game rather than the game being designed for the structure of where it could go.
Is that really good for?
It's not good.
Is that what we want gaming to move forward to? I don't think so, because if you look at games like Halo Infinite, they should give you a indication of like, this may not be a good thing if this is the way you want to consume your gaming titles. Like, this could be a bad thing. Yes, they're not going to put the effort and resources into the games that you say you love. Into an established key IP like Halo. You should not. This shouldn't be something you want.
No, and look at Crackdown 3. That's Phil's favorite franchise, and that game didn't get the support. It was all just a way.
It's disgusting.
No, yeah, and the whole point is that it was the reason why that game existed was to demonstrate the off-board calculations of the cloud with the destruction. And you look, 3 maps. Where was the plan of content? Because if the game mattered and not the technology, then you would have regular content coming out for that because it was a game to be celebrated and played. But since it was just built for the technology, once that game released, they got the data that they needed. They showed that you could do offboarding calculations, and they were done. Enjoy whatever's part of the game. We're done. We did our part. We got what we needed. And you show that
that's game. We're done.
Yeah, the game wasn't the important thing. Look at Halo Infinite. This is the worst map release of Halo Infinite when it's supposed to be a service game. How can you have the least amount of maps when this thing is supposed to be refreshed every month?
Once again, it's sad because they had the example set for them with other previous games way before Halo Infinite even came out. There's already a model.
There's already a model. That was even worse. Exactly.
Yeah. That's what made it even worse. Is like, there was already a way you could sit there and say, oh, look what they're doing, and we got a game plan. Nope. That's not what they did. They just, I don't know how you F up a franchise like this and you do.
Yep. Who always says they gave up on it, like they gave up on everything. That's right. And that's why this Sony model here, this will be utilized. And that's why I need to just let people know, like, when Sony puts a game in the service, like Stray, or when they put a game on PC, Sony is doing this not at the cost of the console gamer's experience. They are not undermining their console to sacrifice their core base to satisfy people that don't really care. Like, I'll play Spider-Man. They didn't ruin your Spider-Man experience to make sure that the dudes on PC who may not really care about Sony exclusive games, they're not compromising your launch to satisfy them.
There you go.
That's what happened to Halo. They were stretched so thin because they was trying to satisfy people that didn't even know what a Halo was. Oh, some dude on his phone is going to stream it. They don't care. But don't spend time worrying about optimization for those dudes in the cloud and on PC when your core Xbox fans are the ones that need it the most on the console, the dedicated platform. That's where it should be the best. Then worry about the other people. But Microsoft,
worry about everybody else secondary.
Trying to worry about everybody, even the Joe Schmoes that don't even know what a console controller is. Oh, well, little Billy needs to make sure he can play at McDonald's. It's like, no, Billy could wait. Billy could wait. Those PC dudes, they can wait for Spider-Man. They don't need him now. We're going to make sure Spider-Man is the best on this platform right here that people are spending the most money on, and we get 100% of that ecosystem. Why give it to make sure that 3080 Ti's and 4080 Ti's and 280 Ti's on day one need to be optimized for that? Because guess what? If we don't have it optimized for those dudes on PC at 3080, then we become the joke. Then we're not meeting the customer's needs because those PC guys have different expectations than console guys. I'm not saying one's better than the other, but when you are a PC owner and you're playing PC games, you expect ultra-wide support. I expect certain resolutions. I should expect these tweaks and these things. That's why that needs to be designed for them at a later time. But when you have it for the console, a closed system, focused development, you make sure that game runs the best and it's the best experience for that time on that piece of hardware, and it's optimized.
There you go.
And that's where Microsoft took this PC, streaming, all this bullshit, and put it into one package and said day one everywhere. Well, developers are flipping over themselves. That's why I think a lot of these Xbox games are in troubled development, because I think the pivoting of Microsoft to make them say, we want it everywhere day one, has put so much stress on these studios that they're like, do more with less. Dude, you gave us more with less. You gave us more consoles, and you Xbox has to be backwards compatible, forwards compatible, in the cloud, on PC, with new TIs, with new AMDs, with all Intels. It has to be there on day one everywhere. That's why I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm going to ask you a question, Frog.
Go ahead.
If Halo Infinite was only on Xbox, do you think we would have co-op day one?
Yeah, I think we would have co-op day one.
I agree. I think the whole cross-play, PCs, I think all that stuff is lowering the quality of the game because they're trying to be the master of the jack of all trades and master of none. Instead of being the master of a game and make the game the best it can be on the platform that you create, you are making that game try to work for every Joe Schmo out there and every configuration, and all you're doing is falling flat on your face because you're not satisfying your core, you're not satisfying the dudes on PC, and you're not satisfying the people you're not satisfying anybody. That's the problem.
Well, how can you when you're not focused?
You're not focused. You're not. You heard it from the 343 devs. They're like, oh, all these configurations and testing and flights and all. And that's where Sony's different. Sony's doing similar things, but Sony is not doing it all to compromise the core experience. And they're focused on quality. And Herman Holtz goes, I do quality splits. And put the Herman, there we go. Toolman got the splits in there. Quality splits. It's about the quality of the art form of the content. Then worry about where it goes.
And that's why I think at this point with the gaming division Xbox, maybe they don't need to give up, or maybe they need to sell off. Because like I said, when my buddy's friend sat there and we were talking about gaming, He said, I'm only on an Xbox because he said, I went from one console to the next because as a kid, I had, had the original Xbox and then went to the 360 and we just knew what Xbox was. So we stayed with the ecosystem. And so when the Xbox 360 came out, I got that. When the Xbox One came out, I got that. And, so forth. And he was like, I just planned to get, the next Xbox just because it was named Xbox. I didn't know any better of like, damn, I should have. And then he's playing these PlayStation games and it's PS4 Pro. Mind you, PS4 Pro. And he's like, geez, these games are really freaking good. He beat The Last of Us 1. He's playing all these games and he's like, I see why. I see why people like PlayStation.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even about fanboy crap. It was just about, he was like, I see. He's like, I've never seen a game. When I put on there, he said, just the quality. Because he said, I've never seen quality like this. And people are, that has to be a fake comment. I said, why is that not a believable thing that a person can actually see quality on a game system like Last of Us 2? There's nothing on Xbox that has even quality level of Last of Us 2.
There's nothing anywhere
so why can't
like that.
Why can't you believe that he would think that?
I know.
Why would you believe that I would just say that just lie? Like that's what bothers me about these clowns that they sit there and I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm not a guy who blocks anybody. I've been on a blocking spree, man. The block party's hard. Like if you're just being an ass clown fanboy, I will block you.
I just ignore it. Just ignore it. But actually,
I block them.
Looking at the layout,
block them. I'm like, nope, I don't want to deal with them. Block.
I just want to ask you before we move on to the final topic of the predictions. I want to ask you: do you think? So do you see the layout, the way they have game catalog monthly now? You getting the essential, or you're getting the other one?
Yeah, okay. Here's my thing. I'm gonna take a pause.
Now, right?
I'm playing Assassin's Creed. I'm playing Assassin's Creed Origins. I only have regular PlayStation Plus. I had PlayStation Now, and it expired.
Oh, okay.
And here's the thing. I'm not a big subscription guy, and I don't want to sound like I'm kind of like saying I will or won't. What I'll say is this: if they can keep some of these games coming in there that I don't have, and I see more variety, and I guess it's going to be either hit or miss for me. Like I think, and here's what I have to say: maybe I'd give it the same thing that I gave I gave Game Pass a year. I had Game Pass for 2 years because it was like I stacked it. Maybe I give them a year and see the quality of it, and if the quality is giving me what I want and I can still get my games outside of that, maybe I stick with it. I think the key thing for me is like watching some of these PS1 games, seeing the trophies and all that. That was cool. But knowing I can buy these things individually, if they're priced right individually, maybe there's not a reason for me to get the service. But at this point, I think I may try a year. Just because I tried Game Pass for a year, I did Nintendo's. What is Nintendo's service called? I don't even know it's called. They're online. I did that for a whole year, and I thought it was horrible. And the reason I think it was horrible is because Nintendo shouldn't be charging anybody to play online. That shit should be free. Those Super Nintendo, Genesis, TurboGrafx, all that shit, you should be able to just buy that shit and it should be attached to your account. Huh?
That's Nintendo for you. They're going to make sure.
Yeah, so my whole thing is, I think I give them a year, try it out, and until maybe next year, June. Because I did the same thing with all the other services. So who would I be not to at least try it? Especially because it's my primary place to play. And I don't think that's me being a hypocrite. I think that's just me saying, you know what? Let me try the year. In a year's time, maybe I say this is not for me. Maybe I got my $120 worth out of it. That's how I look at it because it's only $120. It's shit. Amazon Prime is more than that, But I use Amazon Prime a lot. So I will say at this point, with the games that are coming in there, maybe I give it a year and then we'll go from there. I gave Game Pass 2 years because I stacked it. I never stacked this. I'm not a big fan of PlayStation Now as far as PS3 streaming because I own a PS3 and I own a lot of games. But I guess the simple fact that Sony's like, hey, all these PlayStation 1 and PS2 games you bought on your PS3, you get them at no extra charge. maybe for me, because I have such a big library, maybe it's not for me because I have a lot of PlayStation 1 games I purchased on PS3. A lot of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe I'm gonna have to see.
Well, I'll let
like,
you know how it is. I'll let you know how it is.
Yeah, yeah, and I will say, like, it's not that it's not interesting. It's not that it's really not interesting. It's just like, damn, like, I know I own a huge catalog of games, so maybe it's not for me.
Well, we're gonna have some fun, dude. I'll let you know how it is because I got it until next year.
I'm not gonna tell you I'm not interested at all. I'm just saying, like, at this point,
we'll see.
It's kind of a toss up.
It has to. We got to see what they do leveraging the system and what games they start putting out each month. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, from what I've seen that they put in there, of what's already available, if you're already a PS Now owner, a PS Now subscriber,
there's a shitload of games in there.
There's tons of games in there, but what I've seen that done is kind of shifted things around. There's a couple of games that are new, but a lot of it has been there already. So I want to see what they put in there.
Right.
But so
That's
like, I'm in it for next year because I had my PS.
Wait, how long did you have your stack? That's the other question.
I have my stack.
The stacking thing, because I saw some things like saying you couldn't stack, you had to pay, but then some people are like, no, that was bullshit. They misworded it.
G1 got us with the next transition, and we're going to have fun now because now we come to the prediction part of the show of what's going to happen. He says right now, June 12th sucks. Twitter will be a war zone. Dude, it will be Xbox Civil War, the sequel. But, hit that like button, everybody. We have over 200 people in here live. We're going to start doing some predictions now, some fun predictions about where we're at with this thing. But before we get into the prediction part here, there's one thing that I wanted to show you my dedication to the Grindhouse here. So we know about Crystal Dynamics and the bootlegs superhero games, and they were actually working on Perfect Dark. And also too, that they're known for making Times Square Spider-Man. And
yes.
And so I just want everybody to know that I'm so dedicated to the Grindhouse that I actually found Times Square Spider-Man. Yes, I went to Times Square and I took a picture of Times Square Spider-Man. There he is, the bootleg, the legend, Crystal Dynamics bootleg Spider-Man, Mr. Times Square Spider-Man. There he is in Times Square. That's what I'm talking about. Grindhouse, hit that like button. I got you your Times Square Spider-Man. That is the dedication to this channel that I went to New York and we found him. We found Times Square Spider-Man. And not just one picture. We got him again. We got another picture. Times Square Spider-Man. Zoom in for good measure. We got him. Mr. Times Square Spider-Man. There he is. Backpack and all. We got him. There he is. Times Square Spider-Man. Fernando. And then also, while I was there, I could not miss the other bootlegs that were there. We also had Bootleg Mario and Bootleg Elmo. Yes, they were there. Times Square was lit. Ladies and gentlemen, I was there. That's Dreamcast Spider-Man, they said. Here it is. We got we called him Miserable Mario. There he is. Miserable Mario and Exotic Elmo. Both in Times Square. But, guys, it didn't end there. The bootlegs were out, and they were all over Times Square. And I got you this exclusive, and this is my first prediction. And I think, not Old Navy, but this guy's looking for bootlegs. But this is, I'm going to tell you right now, there's one person, and this was a hint here at our prediction, that the WB will be there with Bootleg Batman in Times Square. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bootleg Batman. He had Under Armour. I could not take a picture of Bootleg Iron Man. The dude was in Halloween pajamas and telling us, dude, I'm like, my son has those same pajamas. Why are you a grown ass man? Why are you a grown ass man in Iron Navy pajamas, in children's pajamas, walking around with a plastic Iron Man mask, telling me to take a picture with you in Times Square?
Hey, Jez, was his nuts hanging out? Did he have his nuts hanging out?
I know. He was in the child's costume of Iron Man trying to take a picture. But we did find Bootleg Batman, and he also was accompanied by Bootleg Bane and Miserable Minnie, who was in the background and as well. But man, I went to Times Square and I did the research and found Times Square Spider-Man. There it is. There he is, all in its glory. This is the raw footage for Crystal Dynamics and how they made the Spider-Man for the Avengers game. I hope we don't get bootleg Joanna Doc. But it was a weekend of the bootlegs in Times Square, and I made sure to get the footage that was needed for the bootleg Spider-Man and Times Square Spider-Man and bootleg Batman.
Shit, we're getting bootleg something from Microsoft,
dude. I felt like I was like, oh, is this Microsoft's E3? There's all these bootlegs around. It was ridiculous. But yes, that is the extent of my research. I went out and, just to show that I'm not talking out my ass when I talk about Times Square Spider-Man. There is Times Square Spider-Man. There it is. Times Square Spider-Man. Let's go grinders. Is that bootleg MJ? Dude, there were bootlegs all over the place. It was Microsoft's E3. God damn it. Bootleg everybody. All I needed was Major Nielsen and a flower shirt. We would have been great.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate. Oh, no. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
All right. It's prediction time. Oh, and as Grindsboard said in our predictions, here they come. Here it comes. They hype you up. They get you excited. And then Keeley goes, manage your expectations.
Of course. Fucking picklehead Keeley, as Kid Smooth says.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Hypes it up and says, urged viewers to manage expectations and ahead of Summer Game Fest. He said it'll be primarily focused on announced games. That's what he said. The grinders are going late on all the bootlegs that I showed. I told you, I'm dedicated to this channel. I'm dedicated to the Grindhouse. I get the research. But here, as on cue, and I expect, Grind. Oh, the great Grinds Adamus is back, ladies and gentlemen. I am predicting that there will be a tweet in the next coming days from Mr. Aaron Greenberg. And it will read, be prepared to see games and temper expectations. Yes, it's true. Aaron Greenberg will tweet out, set your expectations. We are going to show you what is releasing this year and early next year. But I can guarantee there will be gameplay and Game Pass. Grindsboard has spoken. I'm telling you, there will be a tweet in the next coming days from Greenberg setting expectations, probably on the Thursday, probably on the Friday, because that's when you usually deliver bad news, and it will be temper expectations. They announced a second show.
You deliver bad news.
Yeah, Friday's bad news day. So they also announced
funny.
a second show, a 90 minutes worth of a show that's going to be on the 14th of June. That will cover that will cover some trailers and deep dives into the stuff that was shown on Sunday. So, first of all, before we move on to Microsoft Bethesda, do we have anything for Summer Game Fest? Now, Keeley, just before I say what your predictions are, Keeley did come out saying is that interesting responses. Keep in mind, Elden Ring was announced game last year. What I'm saying is that everyone talks about Elden Ring last year as the best thing ever, but it wasn't the game announcement. It was first in-engine footage, so there's a lot of value in things that aren't shocking reveals. That's damage control right there. That's damage control. Because what he's trying to say is like, well, just in-game engine gameplay was the most talked about thing, so it wasn't necessarily a new game. It was just that there was gameplay of something that we've heard about. So, yeah.
I don't know, man. Picklehead is
Dude,
he's a weird one to decipher, man.
I got before Frog gives a prediction. I got one word for all you games media, for all you people that have showcases. Here we go.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Shut up and show the games. They're not your games, Keely. Just show the goddamn games. Shut up. We don't need a host. We don't need you in a suit smuggling grapes with a microphone. We don't need it. Show me the goddamn games. Show me when they're going to come out, and let's go. That's it. We don't need the Philness. We don't need the sit-downs and jerk-off sessions. Just show us the goddamn games and shut up. Please. Stop hyping stuff. Stop telling you get a summer. You were hyping up Summer Games Fest before the summer. It was goddamn snowing outside, and you said getting ready for Summer Games Fest. And then 2 days before Summer Games Fest, you got the balls to come out and say manage your expectations. I didn't even give a shit about Summer Games Fest. It was snowing outside. I was building a goddamn snowman, and you're telling me that I should think about Summer Game Fest. But then when it comes, all of a sudden, temper your expectations. You know what? How about you just shut up? That's what I think you should do. Just shut up. Show the games. I don't need you to show the games. Just let me go on Twitter, go on YouTube, click on a link, and watch the games. I don't care if you're there or not. I don't care if it has a Summer Games Fest branding on it. I don't care if it has an E3 tramp stamp on it. I don't care. I want to know what I'm going to play. I don't care what it's branded as. All right? Release dates don't even hold any value anymore. People are so willing to delay their games now. Nobody's holding on any hardcore release dates. Who even gives a shit about that? Just show me some new stuff. Do exactly what that state of play was. There was no stupid-ass Jim Ryan. There was no stupid-ass Herman Holtz. With the buttons, I'm on my yacht. No. And when they talk, they say two things. We care about the games. Now go see them. That's it. We don't have Jim Ryan going, well, you know, one day in the future we'll see this, and then I'll see my phone, and we'll be playing on TVs and PC. No. Shut up, Jim Ryan. You got Herman Holtz coming out there going, you know what? I think the future is 6G, and I'm going to play my games on 6G on my phone right here, my Sony Xperia phone, and it's going to be quality. I guarantee it with 6G. And I want to play here, and to do this, and I'll do my server. Dude don't even say shit. He comes out there and goes, it's about the quality, about the games. Now get to the games. That's it. He comes in there, and just like he talks to the studios, Herman Holtz goes in there, and he goes like this.
You're not gonna have your mommies run behind you anymore and wipe your little douches. No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimball have to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
That's how Herman Holtz runs his studios. That's why they get the games out. That's why quality is of the utmost importance. At Microsoft, they're talking about scoping with booty. Goddamn colonoscopies they're giving over there. They're taking brunches. Oh, we can't crunch. We're scoping. Pass the mimosas. Give me the croissants. I need a couple of beignets.
You're my number one customer.
And then goes booty clapping his ass.
I want to make him talk.
Then he comes over there. They laugh at his name. He leaves. They gives up 2 coffees, 2 sugars, 1 cream. And they laugh at him out the thing. Hey, booty, yeah, it's coming next week. Don't let the door hit you on the ass. Oh, there was another booty joke. Oh, Phil, hey. That's what they do over there at the studios. They crack the booty jokes.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need Keely with his goddamn tuxedo on. I just want to see the goddamn games. And game night 1, 2, 3, we'll get to the predictions. Maybe Keely, oh, here we go. He says maybe Keely shouldn't say things like, I've just got sent an exciting world premiere of I've seen something cool that we're going to have. Exactly. Thank you so much, Game Night. For the sensible super chat, exactly. Don't say that stuff. And he was saying that stuff last month. And in the spring. Getting ready for Summer Game Fest. I got something really nice for you. No. Shut up. So don't talk about expectations and being shocked. And you just said you were shocked. Right, Game Night? He just said, oh, I got something everybody wants to see. Oh, temper expectations. Shut up. Please. Please, don't you game media? Don't you learn your lesson?
Don't tell me you're excited about shit that you really can't tell me you're excited about.
Exactly. Or if it's not, then when you come realize, like, oh shit, you know what? Maybe this is not exciting. Sony came out there, state of play, and they just basically go, "Hey, third party and some VR. See ya." And that's it. And they showed the game. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, this is incredible! What a great state of play." Watch this Microsoft show. And I'm telling you, the problem is because Sony's been trickling out news. This is the same thing that Keighley faces too. He banks on the summer. Microsoft banks on the one showcase. Well, when you talk one time a year and you got all this shit, people are going to have high expectations because you've been building this thing up.
Yeah, so it has to come in. You got to come in with all cylinders firing.
Exactly, because you've been quiet all year. Microsoft's biggest
and it can't be mediocre shit like, we're going to show you some more Fable gameplay. I mean, some more Fable footage, and then you show us another video. You better show us gameplay. You got to show us a release date. You got to show us something that gets us excited. They don't do that.
Exactly. And the same thing, like, you know, for like if and that's why I was saying, like, and that's why I don't like the second showcase that Microsoft announced, because it's going to be an excuse for why the first showcase is not going to show the things that we need to see. Like, I feel like they're going to talk a lot about like Starfield. They're going to spend time talking about Grounded coming out of beta, DLC for Forza Horizon 5, maybe Halo co-op trailer. You know, and it's going to be like, wait, we're sitting here trying to figure out when Hellblade 2 is coming out. What's that going to be like? What's Fable? What's Perfect Dark? What's Avowed? You know, and it's like, those things belong like the after show. Like, that stuff should not be taken. You're talking one time a year. That's the problem. It's like, if you had a showcase last month where you talked about Forza DLC or talked about Halo stuff or did things like that, like, then you wouldn't have as much anticipation built for this one showcase. But they do this every year, and they never meet the expectations because the expectations are so high because they have not said anything about the games. They've done plenty of talking, just not about the games. You know? And somebody wants to see
they'll tell they acquired studios.
We'll do that. Oh, but wait, we got them.
Let me see you jump to get up, booty. Let me see you jump to get up, booty. Let me see you jump to get up, booty.
Whoa! He's back, ladies and gentlemen. Sunday night. Sunday.
No drop.
Quality's coming. He's coming. Predictions out. What's your prediction?
Let me see you jump to get up, booty. Let me see you jump to get up, booty. Let me see you jump to get up, booty. Let me see you jump to get up, booty. Let me see you jump to get up, booty. Let me see you jump to get up, booty. No drop.
Booty just hijacked the show. He came in there with his quality. That booty. Oh, man. Clapping that booty. He's getting ready. So let's go. Predictions. Let's go. Enough of this. So after all the preface of all this stuff, what do we think is going to be shown this week on Thursday? I think Thursday's a show. And I think what we're going to see on the Keeleys. What is he doing here? What do you think?
After his statement, I'll be honest with you. I would just say don't look for too many big major surprises. Just look at stuff that we've heard announced. Maybe we see gameplay. So, for instance, like I said, maybe we see some Hellblade 2 stuff because it was announced, and so that's not, is that a surprise? No. It's just like maybe we see more gameplay, and maybe they say come in 2023. Because it seems like 2023 is going to be the year where a lot of crap releases. I think that when you look at Jeff Keighley's show, your expectations should be maybe minimal surprises, but maybe more gameplay for games we've already known, and maybe a year.
What
of when
gameplay can
games
we see that's like on the equivalent of Elden Ring now? You think gameplay of Harry Potter, which we saw already? Gameplay of
possible?
No
Possible.
GTA 6 announcement.
No GTA 6 announcement. That's not, I think if we've heard something announced before, I think this is the time we may see small gameplay snippets. If it's from Microsoft, that's all going to be for their show, and I think that Microsoft wants to save all that for the show. Same with Nintendo, whatever they do, and then same with with um with PlayStation. I think that maybe they come out with bigger shows later, and so we get a lot of third party stuff. And if we do get anything first party, it's not nothing super major. It's just maybe something like, okay, you've heard about Hellblade. We're going to show you some things here, Hellblade, and then maybe at the Microsoft show they go show you another thing, Hellblade. Then it says coming 2023. So I don't think that just we could be too hyped about. Oh,
So I think things that might be there that are gonna be like not the big hype things yet. I think that they're gonna say Grounded coming out of beta, because that's a game that's coming out of beta. They got to push that from Obsidian, and maybe along with that Obsidian announcement of Grounded coming out of beta, they show gameplay to Avowed. I think Avowed gameplay needs to be shown. And that is my biggest takeaway. The thing I'm going in here is that of the games that they shown, I want them, the games that they announced, I want them to show me gameplay to get me excited about the games. I want them to do what Sony's been doing with their games. That's all I'm asking of them to do here. Very simply, just get us excited. No features, no updates, no controllers, no stuff. Just show us the games of what they are, what they look like, how they play, and what they're going to be. You know, are they going to be episodic? Are they going to be service? Are they going to be a full, complete game that's worth the $60 and screw Game Pass? Like, are they going to be those games? Are they going to be, a couple hours of something that looks good? I don't know, but like, we need to see what these games are. Especially, I'm eager to see what these games look like in the Game Pass world, and that's the thing that has not been held up to my excitement at all, because everything I feel like they announced and they released has been an excuse to be it's in Game Pass, has been excuse. Oh, well, we heard you. Like, everything has an excuse, and why can't they just release a good goddamn game and call it a day? Why does everything besides Forza need to be, oops, we're sorry, we did this, we heard you, post on the forums, oh, it's in Game Pass, try it out, it's a 10-year plan. Just release a great game and get us excited for it. No capping, no people going out there going like, well, it's good for me because I get it for free. No, we shouldn't even care where the game is. In Game Pass, in retail stores, that's how good it needs to be shown. That I don't even care that it's in Game Pass. I just want to play the game. And that's where they need to go. So we don't have, like, it shouldn't matter where it is. You get it the way it is. Like, again, these people that go out there and say, it's in Game Pass. I got a Game Pass with $1 deal. I got mine 2 for 1. You just play the game. The game's great. I played the games I got in PS Plus, but I don't go around going, I just beat this game that I got in PlayStation Plus. Thank you, Jim Ryan, for saving my family. I would never play this game if it wasn't in Plus, and the service is wonderful. Here's a picture of my 6-year-old playing the game. You saved them and saved me from, like, what? No. I just played the game. It was a great game. Like, that's it. I wasn't going on Twitter doing all the acts, trying to get my ambassadorship up, my ambassador points. Just show a great game and make it worthwhile. Get people hyped. Believe in your games. That's all I'm asking for. But these are the games they need to show. And I don't want them to announce any more new games that people are going to add to lists for the years to come, because we have yet to see the results of the games that were already announced and shown in that. So I'm looking for Avowed gameplay. I don't think we're going to see Perfect Dark or Fable gameplay. And that's going to be troublesome because those games we've heard they're in some what else is new? Booty hole issues. So who knows? If they don't show it, that just reinstates that these games may not be ready for 2023 or 24. Who knows? Hellblade 2 needs to have a release date and needs to show gameplay. That needs to happen now. That game's been shown for over 3 years right now. Since 2019, that game has been announced. It's time to show Hellblade gameplay and have a release date. That needs to be shown here. That's a prediction. Will they show it? I don't know. I'm telling you what they need to do to get any kind of excitement out of me, at least. I want a Hellblade release date and Hellblade gameplay. The other thing is what is that other thing? The steps. Project Mara, that is an experience. That is not a game. People have been hyping that up as a game. It's not a game. It's a emotional experience with the thing. Nobody's playing that. I don't even know if that shit's gonna have achievements. So I don't know where that is. That seems like some sort of virtual project of scanning stuff. But will we see Contraband Frog? Oh, Frog's on mute. Contraband was shown as a logo last year.
I don't think so.
That's from Avalanche.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it's ready.
Brian, just put your crazy predictions in there. What is the big thing that Xbox will show here that at least will get you a little grease your gears? Put it in the chat. I want to see some of the grinders predictions.
If I was a betting man,
we don't do bets.
I would say, if I was a betting man, they're definitely going to show something Forza. If I had to say what they're definitely going to show,
Forza, the Forza Motorsport.
They're definitely showing something Forza. There's no offense or buts. I definitely think they show something Hellblade.
Yes,
I think the Hellblade 2 is just we're at a point they have to show something about that game. And I even think they'll show a release date.
You don't think?
Yeah, gameplay wise, but I think that release date comes. I think that. I think Hellblade 2's release date will be announced. Like I said, I do think it's coming next year. I don't think it's coming this year. What else? Let's see. What else if I had to bet on something? I think that Scorn is coming this year.
Oh, well, yeah, that's going to dominate October. Stay clear.
I think Scorn is definitely coming this year. I don't think it's going to be the game that everybody wants. I think it's just something that's just going to be there. You know, what's kind of sad about that? It's kind of like, damn.
Yeah.
Scorn does not look.
So Scorn gameplay will be there. Put the kids to bed. Forza will be there.
Forza definitely.
Motorsport. I think they're also going to do Forza Horizon DLC. I think that is going to be another thing that takes up time.
Well, that would be smart.
Well, they need to. There's two. There's two DLCs
I think
that they haven't released.
I think they talked about the Gears remakes coming.
Gears remake. Somebody wrote that in the chat.
Yep. I definitely. I'm not even looking at the chat, but these are games. If I had to say, okay,
so
these are no
brainers. Remaster of 1, which you already got already. But you think they're going to remaster 2 and 3? Like, they couldn't do 1 because we already got 1 in Ultimate.
Most definitely.
So they'll do Gears 2 and Gears 3.
I think they'll do Gears 2, 3, and possibly Judgment. I just think that if they're at a point that they're like, we got to get people something. And if we don't, what the hell are we
So you're saying Gears and Forza for this holiday? You think Gears remake and Forza Motorsport?
Yeah, so I think we get Gears 2 definitely this holiday.
Now, do you think supposedly they're doing like a Halo Infinite, like a Halo Master Chief Collection, so they got to put them all together.
Now, here's the thing: if that can happen, if they can say we're doing, Halo over, it's kind of, I don't know, like that kind of rubs me the wrong way because it's like you got Master Chief and it was broken as hell. And that should have been to me. Master Chief should have been redone from the Master Chief Collection should have been redone
They
from
only
the
did
ground
2.
up.
They only did Anniversary of 2. They didn't do Anniversary of 3 and 4.
I just think that I think there were so many missed opportunities last generation that like how do you do Master Chief Collection, but how you come back out with a Halo 2 remastered remake, whatever, or Halo 3 remastered. I think it's hard to do stuff like that just because you have a Master Chief Collection. And so I think that maybe they just announced some enhancements for it. But I think if you already own it, because how many times? Here's the thing, Jazz. How many times can Microsoft keep re-releasing? And we know Sony does it, and Nintendo does it. But how many times can you give me another freaking Gears of War game? Last generation with the Xbox One,
dude, they gave out so many times. Yeah,
dude, I got Gears of War 1, 2, and 3
have
so many
codes of
freaking
it.
times. Yeah, I have so many codes. I'm like, yo, I don't want this anymore.
Yeah, and the
like,
problem was that I was, and then Gears 4 wasn't that much different than the other Gears, so I was kind of Gears out. By the time 4 came out, I was like, I just played 1, 2, and 3.
It's not like they did a God of War where they're like, we just reinvented the game from the ground up. Like, it's the same fucking game. It's like,
it's other ridiculous.
How many times can you keep giving me the same shit over and over? Where I'm just like, yo,
Halo, like,
you guys got any fucking thing else?
I don't know. Forza. You know what's interesting?
We know here's the thing, Jazz. This is what we do know. They're not going to announce anything as far as backward compatibility because they're done with that. We know that.
They're done with that.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
And then they also, like, we know we're going to see gameplay to Starfield. That's guaranteed. And we'll see gameplay.
I think we will see Starfield game fill. Oh, yeah. I definitely think I agree with you there.
And Redfall. We'll see stuff.
Yes, and I think we'll see gameplay to Redfall. Yeah. I agree with that.
You know what's so interesting, Frog, is that, and if you notice this, isn't it so interesting that once Redfall got delayed, people started talking about Redfall? Nobody was talking about Redfall before it got delayed. Nobody was excited to find out what was going on with that game.
Totally right.
And know what else is hilarious? Now that Redfall and Starfield are delayed, all of a sudden now people want to see gameplay to Avowed. It's like, whoa.
We're not seeing gameplay
all of a sudden
for that
now
while.
Avowed as everybody wants to see. Like, it's just amazing how fickle they are.
I got another one for you, Jeff.
It shows they have nothing. There was nothing.
The Outer Worlds
shown.
2. I think we see gameplay to that.
To what?
Maybe a little snippet. Outer Worlds 2.
No. You'll see Avowed before you see Outer Worlds 2. Outer Worlds 2, they said wasn't so early. Well, they made a joke of it last year.
No, I think we may see something about it, and it may say come in 2024, like a little trailer, not like gameplay. Maybe I should say trailer, because I do think that Microsoft's ability to say, "Hey, we got this, we got that,"
Josh.
And then not show us shit for years is really just kind of like the norm. Third party, as far as third party shit. Maybe, and here's the one where I'm taking a real
Game
big
Pass predictions. What are your Game Pass predictions? Well, I just want to read some of the predictions here we have in the chat. So some people say, so for first party, they say Halo, Gears, and Forza. Halo's dead. Xbox is Burger King, a fast food. Fable 2 anniversary to have some Fable. Maybe,
I was about to say, I think we do get some Fable.
This is actually something I didn't even think about, and I'll shout out to Dave Rock. Indiana Jones trailer. You want to know what, Dave Rock? I think either not at either Microsoft Showcase or on the Summer Game Fest, I think we're going to see Indiana Jones. And you want to know why? Is because Indiana Jones is one of the skins in Fortnite Season 3.
Yes, but isn't Indiana Jones, is it confirmed? I don't know if it's confirmed. Is it multiplayer or not? Because I did hear a rumor.
I don't know. I think it's going to be multiplat. But what I'm saying is that I think Indiana Jones is going to have some presence either at the Summer Games Fest or they're going to have it at the Xbox Showcase. Maybe at the Xbox Showcase. I don't think it's going to be. I think Jeff Grubb or whatever said it's not exclusive at all. Or Jez Corden. Jez Corden shot down RANT because RANT was very upset. Yeah.
We definitely get Deathloop as Game Pass. They talk about Deathloop. They talk about what's that gas game? Ghostwire
Tokyo. I think Deathloop and Game Pass. Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe Deathloop comes this year and Ghostwire Tokyo comes sometime next year.
Yeah.
Beginning of next year. So, these games that obviously came out in PlayStation, they didn't need to do. So I think we get those announcements. I don't know what people who's hyped for that. But I want so much to be excited about what I'm going to see, but I don't think at this point I have went into every conference that Xbox has shown me, and I've been let down. So I have no intention of being excited about anything. Hopefully they just impress me. They're like, here you go, and I'm like, yo, I didn't see that coming. And not only did I didn't see it coming, but it's something that I'm like, holy shit, I really want this because
Well,
I don't
yeah,
think we're
that's
getting
all
like
we want from these
yeah,
showcases.
and
But
I don't think we're getting like a here's another Killer Instinct season or blah blah Killer Instinct up. We're not getting
nah,
that shit.
Paris was
After
an
everything that's
anthem, no
going
Killer
on,
Instinct.
we're not seeing Perfect Dark anytime soon. And it's just I just think that what we're gonna see is a lot of shit that's forthcoming, but I think it may not. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think a lot of shit we're gonna see is just not gonna be good. It's gonna be more coming to Game Pass day one. Every time they show something coming to Game Pass, we may get what a lot of people have been hoping for, and I think that they may show maybe Final Fantasy VII, maybe comes to Xbox. Now, if it doesn't come to Game Pass, don't think that game is going to do well.
You're my number one
The
customer.
audience is they're just on PlayStation.
Yeah, it's a Game Night 123 says Super Chat goes Xbox hoping for Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah.
And Persona 5. Still for Persona 5.
You know what? I don't know about Persona 5. Final Fantasy VII remake. Maybe,
I think it's time, man.
But
that Final it's been exclusive for.
I'll tell you like this: if we don't see
years.
Final Fantasy, this is what I will stay by this claim. If we don't see Final Fantasy VII announced this year at any kind of conference sim, I think that Sony may just have that shit on lock, and it's not coming. It's not coming anywhere but the PC and PlayStation. And maybe, and I would even go as far to say it won't come anywhere until they're finished with it.
Mm-hmm. Somebody says Plague's Tale, that's coming. Plague's Tale sequel's coming to Game Pass, so they'll probably show a trailer for that.
Who gives a fuck about that? Oh shit,
dude, I like Plague's Tale, but like this is what I mean. It's like when you don't have any other show, you're gonna use this show to talk about things like that, like Forza DLC and maybe Grounded coming out of beta, maybe Halo co-op and games like Plague's Tale 2 and things like that, and that's not the place for it. Like the thing is, you saved up for a big show, you need to show the big guns and indie real. I understand, but like we'll see. Last year was a good pace. They did a good pace last year, but I don't know. And this year though, I think they're gonna have live audience. I don't know what they're doing this year. They have people watching from a theater. I guess you could watch it live. I don't know if it's live or not, but because Phil loves people clapping for him, so he'll have to want them live clapping for him. Just hope it's not a lot of talking heads. I'm glad that they have that other show so that they're not wasting time having developers talk about like the instruments that they use and shit like that. But I just think that and maybe having so for Game Pass predictions, I think they're gonna have a big fall game in Game Pass. I think either they're going to get Gotham Knights or maybe Gotham Knights and I still think Call of Duty, but people are saying that Call of Duty has the marketing for Sony, so it's probably not gonna go to Game Pass. But maybe they'll put something in Game Pass Call of Duty as like a goodwill. But I really don't know what they could leverage this fall in Game Pass besides, I guess, Madden, which people are saying, but that's always been in Game Pass. But who cares about a game that who cares about games that you're already getting and they go into Game Pass? I just think that is just you want to see the new games, the games from them that are going into Game Pass, because that's going to define the service. The service is going to be defined by their content, not by getting games that were multi-plat in Game Pass and stuff like that. No, it's going to be defined by their first party. So their first party, Contraband needs gameplay, Avowed needs gameplay, and good gameplay, exciting gameplay, not CGI, gameplay. Contraband, Redfall, if that looks good, which I don't know why Redfall's even in the conversation of Starfield, because they should be two different levels of a game. Like Redfall is nowhere near what Starfield should be. Starfield gameplay, I just don't want time taken up for DLC and expansions and updates to Sea of Thieves and stuff like that they've been doing. They need to show gameplay of the new games that they have coming. They said, like, Compulsion Games still hasn't announced the game yet. Maybe they show gameplay to that. But Everwild, who knows if that's going to be there. I think Everwild, Perfect Dark, and Fable are no shows. I think those three are not going to show up. I think you might see gameplay to Contraband, Avowed, Hellblade 2, and I think maybe Indiana Jones. And if Indiana Jones, like somebody says, in first person, oh man, that's going to be not good. But Killer Instinct coming back, Banjo, Conker, Battletoads. Nah. I don't know. No, Redfall, like gameplay, obviously. And know what's crazy is that of what we heard of these games, like Redfall and stuff with leaked gameplay and stuff, like, dude, I don't think that's going to be impressive either. And we'll see what Starfield looks like. Like, I think Starfield has the potential, like, if it is open world, but like they're gonna have to do something better than No Man's Sky. They're gonna have to make it better than what's already out there, and that's a challenge.
I agree.
And
that's very hard to do.
Stars, 10 times the stars.
Look at No Man's Sky, and then look at what it became.
Yeah. Like, Microsoft really needs announcements, like second-party announcements. Like, they need to lock down, like, Splinter Cells. And they got to be, like, lock down a Splinter Cell, lock down a Conker, lock down a Banjo, your brand new Kazooie #3. Get, like, a Banjo Crash Bandicoot crossover. I don't know. Like, they need something tangible. They need something big like that. They need to get back to kind of those deals and getting something big. And they really haven't. They got a bunch of unknown IP, no gameplay. It's going in a service. So what does that look like? And they really have
my number one customer.
Much to talk about. And I know we're going to sit through 2-3 hour shows, 2.5 hour shows each or whatever. And we're going to be still talking about it to next week. Just going like, dude, missed opportunities. We've been through this so many times. Make or break.
Make or break.
How many times?
How many years in a row?
Exactly.
We're going to keep saying this.
How many years?
I'm done saying it.
I'm done. Dude, they're at the bottom of the barrel, and all they got to do is, and the thing is, if they show me a great game, maybe I'll buy it. Or maybe I'll get it in Game Pass. Depends on how great it is. If it's something I want to own, then I'll just buy it. If it's something I just want to check out, then I'll go Game Pass. And that's the way it is. Like, it's really, they're really not good in the game situation. I don't care what you say. Their games on that game lineup has yet to prove itself. And their capability of releasing quality games without I heard yous and sorries and missed content, and it's been a long time coming. And they have they didn't even get started yet, because these games, what they released has been pathetic. Now they got to show these games, make them great, have them play well, release well, review well. They got a long way to go. That's why I said Xbox is in no place for talking shit. Nobody should be talking shit saying Xbox is back, Xbox is doing well, selling well, until you see what the content that they're going to bring, and if it releases worth a damn. Then you could talk. But right now, you're playing with smoke. You're playing cards with an empty hand right now, talking shit. I'm like, you're not even have a hand of cards, and how can you come to the poker table with no cards and talk shit? You're not even in the game, dude. Go get the cards, then come back and see how well you do. But right now, how can I tell you that you're a great poker player when you're coming to the table with no cards in hand? Oh, I'm the god. Oh man, when I play poker, I'm dominant. I'm gonna whoop your ass. I'm gonna take all your money and stuff like that. You look down, the guy he has nothing in his hand. He has no cards. This is what Xbox is like. They don't have the cards yet. They talk a big game, but they have yet to prove that they could demonstrate quality coming out of yours truly, Mr.
Let me see you jump to get a booty. Let me see you jump to get a booty. Let me see you jump to get a booty. Let me see you jump to
Respect the name, he said. Louie, bow to the booty. Next week. Will he deliver 2 espressos? Perfect. Experience beautiful pressure. The right amount of cream and 2 sugars. Will we respect the booty? Do you respect the booty? Respect the name. I love the John Travolta goddamn disco thing. But man, Link, do you have any predictions for this show?
No,
I
I don't give a shit about the Microsoft. I don't care about this Microsoft show.
Oh damn.
I mean, none of the stuff that they've announced I'm interested in other than Hellblade. So
yeah, that's a big one.
I don't really have much predictions or expectations.
No.
You know what I mean? I've seen so many of their shows and they've just disappointed me. So
yeah,
not really, not no.
The Game Night 123. He goes, Jez, you don't want to see the trebuchet again? What the hell that is? Yes, we needed. Oh my god, they showed that last year for Age of Empires. They showed how the catapult stupid thing worked. A History Channel. That's what they took up time for. Oh my goodness. But the rumor on the streets is that Phil put his foot down and said, "I want gameplay at my." Oh my god, please. The stories. Phil said this. Phil said that. You know what? This is Philness. 2 face cards hit me. Exactly, dude. Did you hear the booty clapping from you? I don't know. I don't know. Again, I'm not an insider. I'm not listening to all those insiders of what's gonna be there and what's not gonna be there. I do think they need to impress us. They need to show us gameplay, and that's the biggest thing. Gameplay of games, and there's good gameplay. Not some stupid person pretending, not some like shoutcast crap going on. Genuine gameplay and somebody selling us the game and make it exciting. I don't know why it's so hard. You're a goddamn video game company. Oh, you're not a video game company, but you're a video game division. Know how to market a goddamn video game. He is. And and I really hope that they don't. Well, I'm sure if they have a live audience and all that other stuff, they don't pander to that audience and they kind of go, have all those people just yelling, Phil, like, like this and taking up time. If it's live, I don't think it's live. Is it recorded?
Quality games. We have work to do there. We haven't done our best
Phil.
One of the things I really
Is it live or is it recorded?
really love about being here
That's a question.
is the families that are here. We
Does
see
anybody know?
parents with
Is
the
it live? You could watch it live, but is it live? Bueller. Does anybody know if it's live or not? Oh, damn. Halo Infinite, down to 7,000 people. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God, that blip. Oh. Everybody left. No, look at this. I just was like clicking on stuff. Look at this. This is what Halo Season 2 did. Here we go. Straight downhill. Here comes Season 2. Get ready. Blip. Let's zoom in on it for you. Look at this blip. This is what Season 2 of Halo did. This is what it did. Blip. This little bump. This is what your Season 2 did. They were down here. They were down to 9,000 and went up to 21,000 and went back down to 7. Oh, Jesus. That's how much content was in Halo 2, Season 2. In perspective, here's your little blip. And it's going back down, went back down again. Not even a week or two later. Jesus. But they'll tell you it's fine. Halo's great. It's fine. The co-op is going to bring everybody back. Oh, yeah. This is, dude, that's what I said. They are in such a bad situation when it comes to games. These people have been hyping the lists for so long without even seeing what these games look like. And they've made their beds, dude. And they're going to be satisfied with whatever, but I'm not. I told you exactly what I need to see, and it got to be good. Just because you show me gameplay doesn't mean that you get a W. It needs to be something that's good. I want to see confidence. I want to see how they showed Forza Horizon 5 last year. They broke it down. They showed incredible, and had the really confident in it. We need to see that with all their games. Let's see. 6 years in Halo Infinite, and this is what you got. You put your games on PC for who? For what? It's fine. Halo's fine. Season 2 will bring it back. We heard you. 2 maps. 1 week. There's the data. This is the data right here. There's not no Phil told me. I heard you. Phil told me this. There you go. There's Halo Infinite. Come on. Tell me there's nothing wrong. Can't be more promises. But with that, Frogs, Link, tell them where to find you. Grinders. Grindhouse.
You can find me on here. May not be super consistent with coming every time. But, of course, on Twitter. That's about it.
Nice. Hey, Frog.
You're my number one customer. So, you guys can find me at Frog Dreams on Twitter. I'm doing a little thing called the Flex Experiment. Basically, I'm doing some Amazon Flex working, and I want to see if it's worth it. I haven't went out there and worked a job since I retired from the military, and this is different for me, but I just want to see if it's worth it. So I'm still going to be playing my games, doing what I have to do, but taking a little hiatus to do some other things because I'm just interested in just seeing what I guess I don't want to say normal people, but people that have to work the everyday average job, outside of joining the military, if it's worth it, because sometimes I don't think it is, and I feel bad that these people get shitted on, and you got people like Bezos, who's you got a company. This company's worth trillions of dollars, and I'm like, damn, you can't afford to pay your freaking employees a good wage, But yeah, that's a whole other conversation for another day. Frogs Dreams on Twitter. Hit me up. I'll stay in the gaming topic conversation. I'm looking forward to the conference from Microsoft, but I don't have much expectation. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Well, actually, if they don't show me, so if they don't show me anything, I won't be disappointed.
Don't be upset. Yeah, actually, Game Night 123 with the super chat. Thank you. He goes, according to Bootleg Jez, yes, the bootleg, the Upside Down Jez, Upside Down World one. Crash is coming back in a 4-player party game similar to Crash Bash. And yes, the GoldenEye remastered. I forgot. The GoldenEye achievement showed up. Crash. Dude, yeah, that is a missed boat for GoldenEye remastered. Because if you remember, they actually did Perfect Dark remastered, 1080p update to Perfect Dark. And I was so excited about that. And then when you go play the game, you're just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that game needs to be redone. In remade. Times. Nobody remade. Playing Perfect Dark and that kind of gun mechanic where you can't aim down sights. You're not, dude. It is not as satisfying as it used to be. So GoldenEye Remastered is gonna be. Oh, all right. Delete. Yeah,
it's just nostalgia for what it is.
It is not. It's the lock with the aim, and yeah, it doesn't transcend well into modern times. Like, it really needs to be redone. And I think that it's interesting, but they already did it with Perfect Dark, and I was hyped for that. Go multiplayer Perfect Dark with bots, and it really it doesn't transcend well to modern day first person. Like, the limitations there with the whole screen has to move, and you have to hold the button locked down so that you can move your controller, or the gun moves around the screen with a cursor. It's not
This doesn't translate well to what
it
we
sounds like
now.
a great idea, but in reality, when I did the Perfect Dark one, it didn't really hold my attention too long, and that Perfect Dark was my favorite. GoldenEye my favorite as well. I'll go check it out, but we'll see. It doesn't look like they've done much to it. And actually, it was a leaked game from years ago, and now they're gonna release it. So, yeah, it doesn't go there. There was a GoldenEye remastered, but there was a Perfect Dark remastered. I got it on Xbox. Like, they just basically upped it to 1080p with online. But yeah, it needed to be a remake. It needed, like what they're doing with KOTOR, like that, like remake thing, like what they did with the Demon Souls and stuff like that. That's what GoldenEye need to be redone. Don't just give me the N64 game on Xbox. Oh,
yeah,
geez.
nobody wants that trash.
Nobody wants that. No, dude, no. Just like they said, like KOTOR was coming to PlayStation, like the original one, without it being a remake. It's like, oh no, I'm not playing that old KOTOR. Like that was back in its day. It was fun, but not now. Perfect Dark Zero. Yeah, no, they actually did not a Perfect Dark Zero. They actually did Perfect Dark, the N64 game. They did a remaster. They did a 1080p update to it with online. They did it on the Xbox. They did that already. Perfect.
But you gotta always look just and say, who asked for this? Nobody's asking for this. They just give you random shit to see what sticks to the wall. Once again.
Yep. N64 game. Yeah, let me see how much it is on the Perfect Dark one.
Shit,
what is it?
that'd be
Perfect
like
Dark.
$4.99, no more than
Perfect Dark N64 remake. Xbox.
Probably $9.99.
Dude, that
wait,
thing came
isn't that
out
the one that comes with the
Probably.
rare collection, the rare whatever?
No. It was its own.
You're talking about the Xbox 360 version?
No.
Oh.
No, they took the N64 game and added and made it and made it for Xbox.
Yeah, I thought that was the one that was in the rare replay.
Nope,
though.
here it is. Told you. No, know how 2010 they did this. Perfect Dark 2010.
I think I had played that.
They developed by 4J Studios and published by Microsoft Game Studios for the 360 through Xbox Live arcade service. The game is remastered of the original Perfect Dark, which was released in Nintendo in 2000. They did this already. They released on March 17, 2010. It was the Xbox 360 version.
Who's
Here,
asking for
this is what you're looking at. Here it is. They did this already with Perfect Dark. N64 and the 360. It's a 360 game. That's how old this is. Now they're doing this was 10 years old when they did it. Now we're talking about a game over 20 years old. Yeah, and actually this was a remake, so we'll see if GoldenEye does the same thing, but this is what they did already, guys. Don't mess with the grinds. I have the memory of a goddamn squirrel. Or whatever the hell it is. Of a dolphin, a whale. I don't know what the hell they have, but I got the memory of everything. I am the Xbox archives. I know more than any Xbox channel knows. Because I've been through it. They did this already. Tell me how long I played this game. I played it for about 15 minutes on the 360 and go, yep. Didn't transition well. Need to be a remake. But yeah, here it is. This is what they did with Perfect Dark. This was launched in 2010. See? And this was actually better looking than GoldenEye. So now you're getting GoldenEye like this. They call that a remake. That was in 2010 for a game that was released in 2000. Now they got GoldenEye. Let's see what they do.
So they can fuck it up.
I'm just saying, like, playing this in modern times really it did. I played
it's
on the 360. And
that's hard. That's hard to really even.
But anyway, we'll see. Yes, GoldenEye. Thank you, Game Night. But yeah, GoldenEye will be there. Probably. I think Indiana Jones will make an appearance because Indiana Jones is in Fortnite, and usually Fortnite has some cultural relevance. So either the movie gets hyped up this week, but I do think that game is going to be shown. That's why, he's one of the characters in the season pass, or like a secret character. Darth Vader's in there in Fortnite Season 3. Talk about a game that knows how to do.
So it's all about George Lucas stuff, George Lucas content.
Yeah. That's right. Just a reminder, there's a game in development where skirl with the gun and use gun recoil to stuff. Yeah, dude, Conker. Yeah, that's a game that needs to be remade or just sequelized. But yeah,
man, yes.
Like,
so
this
need a
is
sequel.
like Perfect Dark was more like, it was a little more modernized than GoldenEye. GoldenEye was a little stiff. Like Perfect Dark had cool weapons and things like that. Like GoldenEye was definitely, Perfect Dark came out like 3 years after GoldenEye, something like that.
About that, yeah.
Yeah, because 97, GoldenEye was like 97, and then Perfect Dark came out 2000. Man, you wouldn't believe the hype levels. I don't think I've ever hit any hype
Perfect
levels.
Dark was hard as hell.
Dude, oh my God. This game, man.
People forget how hard that game was. That game is
friggin'
hard.
Visine and this game, and I played it all goddamn night.
And not only was Perfect Dark hard, for a first-person shooter, that game was long as fuck.
Oh, that's Pia Molyneux. They put a Pia Molyneux skin in there for the Xbox 360 version. See? They put Pia Molyneux in here. That was another Easter egg. That's Pia Molyneux there. He gets smacked in the head. Yep, that was a special
They
thing.
said, I don't know. I think I'm like Link. I'm at the point where I'm burnt out.
I'm burnt out too, man. I don't care. Like, whatever.
I'm burnt out even about anything Xbox.
Dude, I know.
I have no faith in anything they do.
Yeah, I've been listening to some
I've gotten to a point where I don't even care. As much as I want them to be successful, I don't think they can be successful.
No, that's what I say. Sometimes they just, you gotta sit back and watch them burn it down, because I think they have so much to prove, and you listen to some of these prediction shows and they're just like, they really believe that like Microsoft has their entertainment in their best intentions. They don't care about entertaining you. And I said this before, like, they don't care about entertaining you. They care about their bottom. They care about their business, obviously, but they care more about their business than entertaining you, because they could have brought
their bottom
you
line
these
is what they
games
care about
anytime they wanted to. And I told you, I know you weren't here, but you listened
to our platform is
Phil Spencer, circa 2013. Dude talking about owning studios, right? Hear what he had to say. We'll leave you with this.
An amazing job. We have that same history with Turn 10 and how we started Forza. And they've turned into a great racing studio that does an amazing job. And I know it takes a little bit longer, and maybe people like the quick, hey, why don't you just go buy this studio and bring them in? And we're completely open to that. Microsoft has the money. I have the green light, so to speak, in your terms, to go and acquire studios. Again, I just think it's the goal for us is to bring the best games to the platform. And if a studio wants to maintain its independence but work with a first party, I think that's fine. And the game, I think it's great, actually. And I think our ability to partner with those people and bring the best games to our platform is as strong as it would be if they were owned by us.
Right. Well, I hope you're ready to back up the Brinks truck to Vince, because I have a feeling Titanfall is going to be a very big deal. You'll want
Another
to
drop thing, but
maintain the association with Xbox.
Well, it's been a great relationship, and we treat those
Talk about
games
partnerships. He could have brought you
as
these
much a
games
first-party
anytime.
game as an internally
Anytime.
developed game. It's just true that certain studios have their own business objectives.
They chose not to bring you games for this amount of time.
Maybe they're playing.
They chose it.
Different lines of business. They've got an engine business. They've also
He
got a
could have
game
partnered
business.
with anybody. Could have.
So we just look at the pitches that are out there that we get, and we have great relationships with the development community.
You're my number
to
one
try to make
customer.
sure that we're bringing the best games to our platform. Because in the end, I think the gamers play the games.
Of course they do.
They don't play the studios.
That
They
is
don't
true.
play the resolution numbers, right? They play the games, and we want to make sure the best games are there.
But if you're...
Did you hear that, Frog? Did you hear that? Gamers don't play the studios. They don't play the resolution.
It's a crock of shit.
That's what Phil was. That's what he came in here in 2013, 2014 saying. And then look what happened. They shut down studios. Then they talk playing resolution, playing studio purchases. And that's all they've been doing. He basically predicted. He says right there, gamers don't play the studios. They don't play the resolution. Boom. My job is to bring great games to this platform. Then what happened since he took office in 2014, 2013 to 2022? He could have brought games to you anytime you wanted. The checkbook was open in 2013. So whose story told you? What was it? Some Xbox podcast said Phil now has the party. Now he has the checkbook. He said this to Ryan McCaffrey in 2013. He has the checkbook open right now to buy any studio that he wants. But the partnerships are the same thing as buying a studio, but they could get the games to the gamers. That's the most important thing. So why haven't you gotten games, and why all of a sudden did a studio acquisition take so long? These are the questions that nobody asks. These are the questions that I ask. And this is the reason why it grinds my gears, and you are at the Gaming Grindhouse. And the game night with the super chat goes, I was browsing Reddit and etc., and people are hyped for the Xbox showcase. Have they learned nothing from the past years? Dude, at the game night, thank you again for the super chat. They don't learn. And you know what, game night? The other thing, get ready for Xbox Civil War if this doesn't deliver. Because there will be people that say, hey, this is not my show. I want to see this game. I want to see gameplay. And people will be like, it's fine. It takes 5 years. It takes 6 years. Don't worry. We're in year 4. It's okay. Calm down. It's not like you have nothing to play this holiday. Did you check out these games? We got Street Fighter. Like, trust me, they are people that don't care. They care about their narrative. They care about their Xbox podcast, and they don't care. And they care about their followers and stuff like that, because that's what they all want to hear. That ball washing. They don't want to hear their honest opinion. Like, hey, I'm disappointed with that. And what's crazy is that people say you change. This is what Phil was saying in 2013, 2014. Gamers play games. They don't play studios. They don't play acquisitions. That's not just fanboys saying that stuff. That's him saying that stuff because it's true. That's exactly. We don't play studios and acquisitions. But that's all you've been doing as the carrot for the last 5 years. Where are your games? You could buy anybody you want. You could bring any game you want to this platform, but you chose not to. You chose to put it in a service. You chose to make the game for the service. You chose to let them wait. You chose to say, I'm excited about what I can't show you. You chose to say, wait to E3. You chose to have one showcase a year on Sunday. You chose that. You have so much to talk about. So many things going on with Xbox. You should be dropping new gameplay, new updates, all this stuff about the great games that you have being built because you love your games and you want to bring them to their platform. You got all these platforms to satisfy. Mobile, PC, Xbox, but you're quiet as shit. You got to show this stuff. You should be prepping people every month with new stuff. Not Major Nelson with Game Pass updates and flower shirts and white gloves. You'd be talking about the games. Talking about the features, talking about capabilities, talking about what you can do, why I should be excited about your game. You got all these games to talk about. But nope, you wait till one day, and then a follow-up show the next day. One day, one 90-minute show, a 60-minute show to get all this out. You chose that. You put that pressure on you. So good luck. I hope you deliver. And I'll be there. The Grindhouse will be there. And with that, I want to thank all the grinders for tonight. Incredible show. Hit that like button. Share it out. Thank you to all the new subscribers, all the super chats, all the new VIP grinders. Thank you so much for supporting this channel, and we'll be there. Game Showcase and also the Keeleys be there. Well, thank you again, grinders. We are